Hello everybody, a very good afternoon, indeed a very good morning. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us this Thursday. Hopefully you've already been watching over the course of the day today. So much already been on Crafters TV and lots more to bring to you as well. A little bit later on we have got a jam-packed cartload for you which we're really looking forward to. Plus over the course of the afternoon, in case you've not yet been introduced, we will be saying hello to a brand new guest as well. And of course, you're here for the craft along, I know, one of our favourite shows and actually an award-winning show here on Crafters TV. Oh yes, I'd like to think that that's down in part to the fact that the presenters normally jump in and craft along with the experts. I mean, it's probably not, but that's what I like to think anyway. But today I will be crafting along once again. Hashtag the clunky crafter, and thank goodness, the lady who's going to be leading this craft along is my crafting Yoda, Jan Brown. She is.
It's good, Ben. We're all good. We're back together again. They keep letting us do the craft along. So, yes, I'm looking forward to this one. I love this show. I really do. And I'm so pleased that it won the awards. So, this is what we're going to be making this afternoon. If you guys have popped it up on social media for you. But we're going to be making this one. And it's an easel card on the top, which folds down flat on the top of it, and then inside we've got a nice little secret drawer compartment that you can stash goodies and all sorts of things, whatever it is you want to go in there. So we're going to make the whole thing from scratch. It measures 6 by 6 inches square by 1 inch deep. I'm going to go through the list of what we need in order to make it, and then I'll pass back to our Ben, and he's got some other bits and pieces to tell you. So if we get that list done straight away, Ben, and then people, if they're not quite ready, they can be getting everything together. So as far as products concerned, then we're going to be using the image sentiment dies. So we're going to do the If Friends Were Flowers die is the main one. Now it can be any of those. That's the one we've chosen to put on our project. And then we're going to use Centura Pearl for the basic structure. Now I chose the A4 Centura Pearl Hint of Gold. You're going to need 5 sheets of that if you're following along with us exactly. A sheet of 12 by 12 plain cardstock, which I took from our Textured Brights pad, and a sheet of 12 by 12 pattern paper, which I took from Positive Thoughts. And I've just chosen a couple of pieces that complement each other. 1 sheet of white stamping card, we're going to die cut out of that. And then the colouring aspect is going to be done with the Spectrum Noir, either the tricolours or the aqua markers. And we're going to use the Crystal Overlay Sparkle pen as a water brush to get a little bit of sparkle in there. And then just for embellishment purposes, flower dye, any flower dye that you've got handy, the small nesting oval dies if you've got them, and then gems and a large brad if you've got them. Don't worry, they're all embellishments. That is not sort of applicable to the structure. So if you've got them, gather them up. If not, don't worry about them. And then as far as the equipment's concerned, this is becoming sort of I know when I send this in for the guys, I very rarely change anything on there now. It's becoming sort of a basic craft kit. So your Gemini and plates, now our Ben's going to use the MIDI because these dies will fit through the MIDI. I've got my Gemini out, so whichever you've got handy. A4 guillotine, scoreboard scoring tool, bone folder, scissors and pokey tool, pencil and ruler. I've popped all 3 sizes of red line tape down because I think I did use all 3 different ones in when I was putting this project together. And then I've put the other glues on there as well, just in case you prefer them. So the all-purpose and the tacky glue, both of your tape pens, and some foam pads to make that stopper for the easel card. So we're going to give you a few minutes to get that together while Ben's got a little bit more information for you over the other side there, I think, Ben, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a look at the goodies that you can get your hands on because, of course, if you've already got the Image Sentiment die collection, you can take part in this craft along. But if you haven't, the great news is you can buy them today and then you can craft along at a future date because, of course, this show will remain on Facebook. It's there on YouTube as well. If you're a new viewer and you are not yet signed up on YouTube, you can subscribe to us on Crafters TV, and then you can basically see all of the shows, be notified when the shows come live. It's a great way to be able to do it. This is a collection that you need to go for, though. You're going to get your 12 elements plus 10 sheets of Centura Pearl included as well. £37.59 or $48.64 is the platinum price here. And these are really lovely because they're going to cut you that gorgeous image sentiment in the centre, and then you've got the die to be able to cut that extra layer for you as well. So these really, really do make quick easy cards for you with some lovely sentiments in the middle. Like, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Oh. This one here is thank you for everything you do. You've also got, this is my favourite, it's time to celebrate with cake. Lots of cake. I mean, always time to celebrate with cake as far as I'm concerned. This one here is count your blessings. Some gorgeous designs surrounding those sentiments. You've got faith, hope and love in there too. And then lastly, this one here is your friendship means the world to me. Aww. 12 dies, as I say, and the 10 sheets of Centura Pearl cardstock included as well for £37.59 or $48.64. If you want to just dip your toe in the water and give these a go, you can of course get them individually, and they're also available for you on a 2 for £18 or 2 for $22 deal. Few quick hellos. Tanara Washington says, Illinois in the house. Hello, Tanara. Anne-Lee is in from Bristol. Hi. Mary is in from Maine. Hello, Mary. Shaddai says, just getting myself organised to watch the shows. Just got home from a dreary night shift. Well, it's not going to be dreary here. Anything but dreary. It's going to be fun. Hello, my Lord Ben, says Shaddai. Nice to see you. Nice to have you watching, Shaddai. Mary Pat says, good morning from Montana. I've just woken up for the day and excited for this craft along. Laurie's in saying, hello, friends. Hello, Laurie. Olga says, I'd love to see Ben craft. We'll be all right, won't we, today? We were just. Well, thank you. Yes, I'm doing Facebook Lives now, and hashtag the clunky crafter is in the house. But we've tried to work out. I think this is my 6th. It is already catching on, Georgina. You wait to see all the messages that come in that say hashtag clunky crafter, especially when I finished. We tried to work out. But I think this is my 6th.
I think yes, I think it is. Yeah.
And Pam says, hello everyone, can't craft along, no space, but always like watching Jan's makes. I think, Pam, you're mid-house move, aren't you? So I hope that goes well. But not just we two on the show today. Oh no, we have got lots of guests for you. A guest who's going to be crafting along, who we'll say hello to right now. And a guest I always love to have with us on a craft along. It is the lovely Jenny Barger. How are you, Jenny? Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, Jenny can't hear me. Oh, well, she can't hear me, so maybe we'll try and come back to Jenny when she can hear me, because she can't hear me, we can't have a conversation. One person who can definitely hear me, hopefully, is a lovely gentleman who is in the studio, who's been here all day today. A lot of you will know that we are introducing you to lots of our crafty friends, some new brands coming into us here at Crafters TV as well. And also, from yesterday, Lisa Horton, of course, today from Paper Dienamics, the one and only, a very good friend of mine, the lovely Mr. Keith Smith. How are you, Keith? Oh, gremlins.
I'm okay. I'm okay, Ben. It's really good to be here today. It's fantastic, and having a lovely time with all of the people here at Crafters TV. It's been amazing so far. I'm really excited about doing this show as well.
Yeah, so you're going to be in and dropping in, saying hello. We'll be having a bit of a chat with you, and we'll be having a bit of a tease as to what's coming up with you, because I know we've got a show with you between 4 and 5, then of course again a little bit later on. Your morning was okay though, Keith? They treated you well?
It was very good, yes, very good, and we did some great demos. If I say so myself, I thought they were quite good.
Well, I knew that. I knew that they would be good.
Ben, I could have you crafting along as well.
Well, I don't know about that, Keith. Come on, seriously. I'm doing 2 hours now. I'll leave it all to you in a couple of hours' time. We'll sit back, and I'll sit there, and then you can be over there doing all the hard work. Let's get started though with this craft along. As always, you can craft along with us. Let us know if you are in the comments whether you are watching us on Facebook or on YouTube. And of course, if you do craft along, make sure you send along your makes at the end of the show, and we'll try and show those pictures as well. The email address is studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. All right, so I am going to be attempting to craft along as I do all the other multitude of things that I do over here. Will be fun. One thing I will need, and I know I'll need that later on, which I don't have, Jan, is the MIDI, but we can come to that.
All right, we can
on.
sort you that out. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where do we start?
Brilliant. Yeah. So I've not even prepped anything for him today. He's graduated.
I know.
Because when he first started, I used to give him a little pack with all the pieces prepped and numbers written on them and little stickers on them. Not today. No, he's got all the bits. He's got the guillotine. He's got the scoreboard. We're doing the whole lot today.
All the gear, but no idea, Jan. That's what they say.
So I've got all my bits and pieces ready. I chose the If Friends Were Flowers, I'd Pick You, which is the circle one, because I knew I wanted to work on that 6x6 inch card. So that's my die at the ready. I've got 5 sheets of my Centura pearl that we're going to do the construction side of it with. And then I've got a sheet of A4 stamping card, which we're going to do the die cutting. So I'm going to pop the stamping card to one side. Here we go. If my voice lasts, we'll be lucky. We've all got the lurg at the minute, haven't we?
Well, yeah, a few of us.
Few of us, yeah. So I'm going to take my Brights pad, which we've got on the show, I think, and I'm just going to take one of my sheets out here. I've chosen that dark teal to work for mine. And then also, I chose, because of this, I thought the Positive Thoughts pad went perfectly with it. So again, I'm just going to choose one of those pieces of 12 by 12, and I want one of those paler pink ones, just so that it complements really the turquoise of that other pattern. So we're going to go with, let's have a look which one. I think this is the one that I used on the sample.
Okay.
All right, so I've got those at the ready. That's the main things that I need, and then I'll go through the other bits and pieces as and when we come to them. So to start with, as always, I prefer to start with all the cutting.
Right.
So if you take your sheets of Centura pearl, we're going to make a start on cutting the pieces that we need for the card and for the actual box and the wrap. All right, so let me just show you again where we're heading with this. If you have a look at this one now on that screen, we've got our 6x6 card, which is essentially an easel card. All right, and that easel card is stuck to the top of the wrap. If I take the box out of here, it's got that wrap on it. So this card's stuck to the top, and then we've got the equivalent of half a box, so like the box base, that we're literally going to slot inside that wrap. So that's where we're heading by the end of the show. Try and put it in the right way, Jan. There we go. Look, it fits better that way. So that's what we're heading for. So sheet number 1 then, we're going to make the base of the easel card. So if you take one sheet of your Centura pearl.
Roger that.
All right, and on that long side, I'm just going to take a tiny little piece off one end and cut it to 11.5 inches.
Okay.
So it is literally
slither,
a slither off there, because I like to work with sort of set measurements there. And then if you turn it round onto the shorter side, we then want to cut it at 6 inches. So again, I'm just using that guillotine. I prefer to work up at the top, but I know some of you guys like to work down at the bottom. Whichever you prefer. If you're using our guillotine, it's got the measurements on both of those.
Yeah.
So again, just check with the grid and make sure everything's lined up, and then we're literally going to cut into that at the 6. Mine's wriggling around for some reason.
Mine is as well, actually.
There we go, that's it. And just take that nice and straight, so we've got that long piece.
Yeah.
And as always, I'll recap all the measurements when we're finished. All the scraps going to one side for the time being. Second sheet, we're just going to cut a 6-inch square. So I'm going to pop it on the long side first, line it up at the 6 inches.
So what's the measurement there, did you say?
6 inches.
6 inches again, on the long side.
On the long side.
Yeah.
And then flip it, and 6 inches on the other side, so that you've got a 6-inch square piece of card there. Okay? And as I say, I'll recap all the sizes for you when we've cut the pieces.
Okay.
All right, so that's the pieces for the easel card.
Right.
Again, I'm going to keep all the scrap pieces together just in case I need anything later.
Okay.
The third piece is going to be our box, the base of the box, all right? And we need to cut a piece that is 8 inches square. So I don't know why, I always tend to work on the long side first. And again, I'm going to measure that at 8 inches.
Yeah.
And take that edge off. And then I'm going to rotate, and it's just a sliver again. Because it measures 8 1/4, we just need to take that 1/4 inch, and that's the piece for our box. So I'll write all the measurements and label all these up for you when we've done the cutting. Okay, so let me just grab that little bit out of there.
Okay.
And then you should have 2 pieces left.
I do.
And these are going to form that wrap, which we need to cut in 2 pieces because our cardstock isn't long enough to go all the way round it in one piece. So we're going to make 2 pieces and join them together. So what I want you to cut then, on the long side, we're going to go with the 6 inches again, because that's the width of our card.
Okay.
All right. So just lining that up on the 6 again. and then rotate, and then we want 7 and 5/8. So we're into those eighths measurements again. We talked about these last time I was here. So if you're using our guillotine, every 2 marks is 1/8. So I'm going to go over to 7.5, and then you want another 2 little marks to 7 and 5/8. All right?
Yes.
So you got that there? And then just take that end off.
I took my glasses on at that point.
And then the last piece is going to be exactly the same again. So the first cut was on the long side at 6 inches. So we want to create an identical piece there.
Okay.
So 6 inches. And then we're going to rotate, find that 7.5, and then take it to that next 2 little marks. So 7 and 5/8, and then take that end off. So these 2 pieces should be the same size when you've cut them. We should have 2 identical pieces.
It's a miracle.
Okay, so let's just recap all those for you.
Yep.
Now there are some pieces left that are big enough to make small card blanks with, so keep all your Centura pearl. I just tend to throw the scrappy bits away.
Will we use the other bits that we've got left over then in this demo? Or not?
We need 1 piece of
fine.
it, yes. We will need 1 to make the stopper, and I'll come to that later on. So just keep them to one side for now, Ben.
Okay.
So going back to the beginning of your pile then, the first piece that we cut was our base for the easel card, and this one measured 11.5 inches by 6 inches. So this is I'll put easel base on this one, okay? And at the side of that, I'm going to put the 6-inch square, which is actually the easel front. So those of you that like to take the screenshots, you've got your 2 pieces there that are going to make the card blank.
Got you.
Okay. And then also the next one was our 8-inch square. So 8 by 8 inches, and this is going to be our box. Okay, so that's that one there for you. And then the last 2 pieces measured 7 and 5/8 by 6 inches, and we wanted 2 of those, and these are going to be the wrap.
Okay.
So you've got 2 of those the same. All right, so you've got, if you want to take your screenshots, you've got them all to refer back to, and this is going to be the bulk of the construction side of it. Now I'm going to carry on doing the cutting first. I like to get all the pieces cut first, and I don't want you to end up with loads of bits that you don't know what they are, but it will all make sense. So your plain sheet that you've chosen, then whatever your colour is for your plain sheet, we're going to make the mats now for the card blank. So we basically need 2 the same size that are going to mat and layer on top of that 6-inch card. So I've got 1 on the front and I've got 1 on the inside. Now you know I like to come down in my 1/4 inch increments.
Yes.
So 1/4 inch down from our 6 inches then is 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut the whole length down my 12 by 12. All right.
5 3/4.
At 5 3/4, yeah. So that should be 4 marks after the halfway, yeah?
Hang on, line him up. Got my glasses on as well. All right, there we go. Now Jan's waiting for me, you see, that's why she froze.
And then I'm going to spin it round, and we can get both our mats out of this length now. So again, at 5 3/4, so that same mark, we're going to take 1 piece out, and you will have enough left on the other one to do the 5 3/4 again, to get both of those mats out of that same piece. And these now are just big enough. Let me just find my original set of pieces now. You can see that we're coming down in those increments to make that nice mat and layer to go on top of the card. So that's that one done. Okay, and then keep the spare piece, because we will need another sliver of this, but I'll cut that later.
That was just a little laugh from me, because as I say, normally my sort of mats and layers are a little bit clunky, but so far, touch wood, so good, Jan.
Yep, and now that's why I love the guillotine, because it's got those lines on. Not only can you get it straight across the top, you can use these vertical lines just to make sure everything's nice and square.
Exactly, yeah.
So the pattern piece then now, we're going to make that mat again, 1 to go on top of the plane that we've just cut, cut and one to go on the inside, and then we will later cut some scraps to fit round the outside of the box, but I'll do that bit later. So again, have a look at whatever you've chosen, your piece of paper. Now I decided, because this had a lovely focal point on here, that I'd put that on the front of my card. But then when I actually put all the decoration on the front, you can see that it covered most of it up.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm going to go with the same anyway, because it doesn't matter. But if you've got an area that you particularly wanted to use, just think about how you're cutting into your paper. I'm actually going to use the piece across the bottom half of mine.
Right.
So I'm turning mine on its side with the rose up at the top. And because we cut this one at 5 3/4,
5.5.
we're coming down again. He's on it. Mr. Clunky's on it.
Mr. Clunky, I love it.
He's at 5.5 inches. So I'm going to take the bottom of my 12 by 12 sheet all the way. I'm just going to take that 5.5 inches off.
Yeah.
And then I've got all this bit to play with later. We're going to use that in different elements later on. And then again, I'm going to come from one side and take it at 5.5. So this is going to be the front piece that now fits on here, and you can see those mats and layers starting to build up now. Okay, and then the piece that's left, I need another 5.5 inch square, and I'm just going to use, I like that piece of lace that goes across there, although again I did end up covering some of it up, and that's going to be my piece that goes inside.
Perfect.
All right, so those are fairly straightforward. If we just keep all those pieces together, and that's, there are some more pieces to cut, but we'll do those when we get into the construction. So if you pop your guillotine to one side for now, all right. And then the next thing we're going to do is some scoring, but I'm just going to give people a couple of minutes, Ben, just to make sure that everybody's got all those pieces that you need. I don't want to go and start scoring some more measurements if people are still trying to cut. All right, so now our Ben's actually up to date in his craft. Swap your hat, Ben.
I've swapped my hats.
Back to you.
Hey, who says men can't multitask?
I know.
No, you know what? It's so much fun to join in, and genuinely, you guys will have seen on my socials, I'm doing my own little cards now as well, and I'm getting the inspiration, I'm getting the fun and the ideas from these craft-alongs, and hopefully you are too when you join in with us. A few little comments coming through. Val says, Ben and Jan, I'm watching and taking notes. Will Keith be doing the craft-along? He's not doing the craft-along, but he will be doing crafting of his own in just over an hour and a half time when Keith from Paper Dienamics takes over for an hour here on Crafters TV. Leslie says, hello everyone, I'll be saving this one for later. It might be handy for Christmas goodies. Yes, I know it's only just gone, but you can't be too prepared. I know. EB says, yes, I've saved this show and the earlier show. I do love the way Jam teaches. That's how this guy learns. And Adriana on YouTube says, I need a tardy slip. I worked out and showered in between shows. We'll let you off this once. Don't let it happen again. Excited not to have to take sneak peeks during work. Yay for bad weather, says Adriana. It's lovely to have you all here with us. Do let us know if you are crafting along. Are we looking at the main collection again? Let us show you everything that you are going to be getting in this collection. Georgina's gone, see, I told you you can't multitask. I was just double checking. I do that anyway though, Georgina, don't I? Even when I'm not crafting along, I'll ask. It's better to ask, isn't it, a second time than to get it wrong. I wouldn't want you to be shouting at me, the wrath of Georgina. Thank you, you love that I'm crafting, that's great to know. You haven't seen my finished result yet. Just leave it for another hour and a half. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you, says producer Georgina. She's not being nice. That is the sentiment that you've got on this first die set. I just thought for a second, then hang on a minute, what's going on? Oh yes, she's just reading what you're going to get in this collection. Also, you've got this beautiful one, so thank you for everything. So you've got that second die to create the layer, and then the detailed die to create, in this case, the beautiful butterflies and that lovely sentiment within the centre. Love this one as well. It is time to celebrate with cake, lots of cake. And again, look at that, all the detailing in the die that you got with the birthday cake and the cupcakes and the candles and the bunting. So much fun to be had with these. Count your blessings, says this beautiful set here. Then we've got faith, hope and love. So again, you know what, you're covering off a lot of different cards, a lot of different projects, a lot of different kind of times of the year as well. And this one is gorgeous. Your friendship means the world to me. Lots of detail, lots of lovely, lovely designs in that collection. And of course, don't forget, you will get 10 sheets of Centura Pearl included as well. Right, also on the show, we have got ink pads, loads of ink pads. These are your opaque pigment ink pads, a set of 10. These particularly good if you like to blend your colours. These particularly good if you like to do your heating embossing techniques, because these are going to, of course, leave you with that longer open time to do all of those kind of things. And it's a lovely collection of colours that we've brought for you as well. So let's go through them all. All the colours you're going to receive are Chinese red. You've also got your crushed velvet. You've got fuchsia. You've also got pumice. Green topaz. Whatever happened to pumice stones? Sorry, I know that's just off the... I always remember when I was a kid, we always used to have pumice stones in the bathroom. Do they still exist, pumice stones?
Oh.
No. Yeah. Oh, sorry, just thought. Is it the wrong set, Georgina? Oh, no. Oh, no.
10 pigment inks.
We'll do the metallics and then we'll sort those out in a minute. We'll sort them out in just a second. The metallic ones, can we do those? So here we go. Again, these brilliant for your stamping. If you love your blending, your embossing, of course, you can do that with the metallic ink pads as well. So blue organza. Let's hope we've got all these all right. Amethyst. Yes. Rose satin. Pink lace. Blush. And then the rose gold. We're all good as far as the metallics are concerned. So the 6-piece collection there. £18.39, $30.39 if you're a platinum member. We are still working on hopefully getting Jenny Barger back with us. There's a few little technical gremlins going on, but the guys are working very hard behind the scenes to hopefully get Jenny back on in just a little while. Quick question coming in. Okay, so measurements again, very quickly, we'll go over these. Melanie D says, I must have missed it, but what paper was used to cut the easel base and front base, Jan?
Right, I've used Centura Pearl and I chose the hint of gold. And the reason I did that was because if you're buying our bundle today, we've actually put a pack of this in with the bundle. So if you're buying it today and you get it home, you're going to have what you need to actually put this together. But any card will do, but I would recommend something that's at least 280, 300 GSM for that construction weight.
Okay.
But I've got that lovely pearl one, all right? So we're going to start scoring next, Ben.
Yep.
All right, are we good to go?
I think we are.
Yeah. Okay, so I've taken my scoreboard and I'm working out. I prefer to work in inches, although if you use our scoreboards, it has got the centimetres on the other side, but I do prefer to wear in inches, I must admit. So first of all, I'm going to take that first piece we cut, that long piece that measured 11.5 by 6 inches.
Yep.
Now, because I'm going to make this into the easel base here, I like to actually have the Centura part showing. If you've got a plain cardstock, it doesn't matter which side you work on. But because I want to see the Centura Pearl, I'm going to score on the back of it. So the first score line I'm going to do, I'm going to put the short edge up against that left-hand side of my scoreboard, and I'm going to score at 6 inches to make myself that 6-inch square piece. All right, so this now measures a 6-inch square, the same as the front of the card.
Good job, I checked.
So left-hand side, 6 inches, and 1 vertical score line in there.
Okay.
Okay. And then the bit that's left isn't quite 6 inches.
No.
In an ideal world, it would be better to match, but because we've only got 11.5 inches, we're just going to have to adjust this slightly. So if you spin it all the way round so that your opposite short edge is against that scoreboard, and then we're going to score at 2 3/4. All right, so 2 3/4, so 2 marks before your 3-inch.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that vertical score line on there again.
Okay.
And then both of these score lines are going to fold in with the Centura Pearl on the inside there. All right, so you're not going to get quite an exact match here. Don't worry about this little bit that's not quite lined up. But I'm literally going to fold that, make sure it's nice and straight, and burnish that in with my bone folder. Okay. And then I'm also going to take the other one, the same, and fold the pearl inside.
Yep.
All right, make sure that it's all lined up, burnish it, and you can see now that we've got the beginnings of that easel card shape there.
Okay.
So our front piece that we cut will stick on the front of here.
Gotcha.
To make that easel. All right?
Yes.
So we'll pop those bits to one side now. And then I want you to take that 8 by 8 inch piece that we said was our box. All right? Now, normally, if we're working box lids and box bases, we have to think about which side of the board we're working on. But because we're only having essentially half of a box, it doesn't matter. So I carried on working on this side. And we're just going to score at 1 inch all the way around. And this time, I'm actually scoring on the purlized side. So I've got the purl facing up against that left-hand edge, and we're just going to do a nice straight score line at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So rotate 1 inch, rotate 1 inch, and then rotate again. So each side has got a score line 1 inch in from the edge. Okay?
So you might have to go again on that.
No, that's all right. That's okay, yep.
Yeah.
So all I've done is put up each edge against that left-hand side of the scoreboard,
Yeah.
and just done an inch
Oh, I see.
on all 4 sides.
So we go round again on an inch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to fold those away from myself so that that purl's on the outside, and give all those a burnish ready for the next stage. So just folding them in, creasing that line, and then burnishing it with your score tool just to make it nice and crisp. And you'll see that there's no cracking at all on that Centura pearl. It is beautiful to work with.
I haven't got a bone folder, miss.
You've not got a bone folder?
No,
Oh
miss.
no.
No.
Let me see what I've got over
You
here,
got one
Ben.
you can borrow me.
I have got one you can borrow. There you are, my lovely.
Thank you.
Can't get the staff,
I
can we?
know, seriously.
Eh?
Seriously.
So again, I've just got that one ready for the next stage. You can see there, just folded those inch sides in, and then I'm going to pop that to one side. All right, so our Ben's just scoring his.
Okay.
And then the last 2 pieces, I'll just wait, because it's a good guideline. Watching Ben and watching the pace he's working at is a good guideline for me as well as to how you guys are getting on at home. Because I know we've got a range of crafters. You know, some of you might be at the beginning of your crafting journey. I know there's quite a few of you out there that are seasoned crafters and that know what you're doing. If I told you to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides, you'd know exactly what I was doing. So we're trying to cater for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Ben's actually like my guinea pig, because like I can see he's up to date now, so I'm ready to go on to the next piece, Ben.
Did you say I'm like a little guinea pig?
He's my guinea pig.
Good
Yes.
news. I've always wanted to be
Squeak,
a little guinea pig.
squeak.
Squeak, squeak. Yes, exactly, exactly.
So the last 2 pieces we had left then were the 2 that we cut for the wrap around, and these were the 2 that measured the same size. We had 2 pieces that were 7 5/8 by 6 inches. So what we're going to do on here then is we're going to score. I've got the shorter side against the edge again, and I've got the pearl facing up.
Yeah.
So I've got that lovely pearlescent on top, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. All right, so just 1/2 inch down that one edge.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to turn it all the way around
Yeah.
to the other short edge. So my 1/2 inch is over here now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to score at 1
Yeah.
and 5/8. So that's 5 of your mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the mark after 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
And we're going to put a score line in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to do exactly the same on that second piece. So short edge against the edge of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And at 1/2 inch first on that left hand side.
Yeah.
And then spin it around 180 degrees and put the other short edge in.
Yeah.
And then we're going at 1 and 5/8.
Okay.
All right.
I've still got a piece of card left over, is that right?
You should have that square piece at the beginning.
The
Yeah, that
smaller
we're not
one.
going to do any scoring on that one. That's the equivalent of your card front. So that one's just going to stay nice and flat.
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, I didn't mention that, Ben, I'm sorry. So again, that last one, you can fold these now away from you so that you've still got the pearlescent side showing. Just make sure that when you fold it, that everything's nice and straight at the bottom.
Yeah.
And whenever you've folded, I would always encourage you to burnish that line in. It just teaches that cardstock what you want to do, and it helps to keep that fold in place. So I do apply quite a bit of pressure when I'm doing that burnishing, especially with a thick cardstock, just to make sure you can see now that we've got that lovely neat fold in there. So the scoring itself starts to loosen the fibres, and then you've got the folding and then the burnishing just to complete it.
Good, yes.
So again, I think that's a great place to stop, Ben.
Yeah, me
the
too.
next bit's going to start assembling this now with some tape and things, but I think that's a good place to let everybody to stop there.
I tell you what, hopefully you guys are enjoying the show so far. I'm impressing myself, if I'm being honest with you.
I never had any doubt, Ben.
The stuff going on behind the scenes that I'm dealing with.
It's multitasking.
I mean, seriously.
The clunky crafter is at his best.
The hashtag clunky crafter is at his best.
I love this bit.
Hashtag.
Is this the hashtag?
That's all the kids do, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. My kids are all grown up now, so.
Yeah. So hashtag. If you're talking about me on the socials, please.
On the gram.
On the gram. Or on the Book of Faces, just hashtag the clunky crafter. Yeah, clunky, and that's clunky, CL, not chunky, as Debbie said the other day. CL, clunky, not chunky. Lil J Craft says, hi from North Yorkshire. I'm expecting my order from yesterday any minute. Yippee. And Kelly says, Ben, you called out my name for these dies on the 8 to 10 preview. I remember. I cannot wait to get them. I have bookmarked today's show, which is amazing. Candice on Facebook says, where do we see examples or samples? Well, we can show you the finished sample in just a second if you like, so you can see exactly what we are going to be making. And just before we have another chat with Keith, Carol just says, Jan, I always have trouble with the lid to my box being too big. I use the box scoring line, she says. What could that be?
The box scoring line?
Yeah.
There are there's several ways of doing the boxes actually. I always use my scoreboard, whether it be the score master or the top score, and along here you've got the box. I always remember that the less for the lid, the two L's, so the left hand side of the scores for the lid, the right hand side of the scores for the base. And the reason why we've done this is that the left hand side is a true measurement, so there is literally 1/4 of an inch from that edge to the first line. On the right hand side it's been adjusted slightly. So if you look here, if you're using our scoreboard, there's a slightly bigger gap here, and that's made the adjustment for that first score line to be the 1/4 of an inch mark for your base. But because we've just taken it in that sort of fly's eyelash, it allows the base to make up slightly smaller so that the lid folds over the top.
Yes.
Now you can actually do that on the boxer board, and that's got the same kind of situation on it, and you can also do it in your envelope box, not your envelope box, your Ultimate Pro as well. So there's different ways, so without knowing what we're using, it's hard to say if normally you should get a nice fit between the lid overlapping the base of the box. So maybe a little bit more information and we can answer that one a bit better, Ben, yeah?
Okie dokie. We will take just a little bit of a break actually from the craft along, because as I've said, we've got our new lineup here on Crafters TV where we bring you more crafty fun each and every day. So the craft along is going to run through until 4 o'clock, and then between 4 and 5, delighted to say that another of our crafty friends is here in the studio, the wonderful Mr. Keith Smith from Paper Dienamics. How are you, sir?
Ben, I'm really good, thank you very much. Yes, we're here, we're live, we're interactive.
We are live and interactive as always. At any point, by the way, during the show, you want to fire any questions at Keith, you can do, and I'll put them to him. Just for people who missed the show earlier on, and perhaps, our US viewers haven't met you before, tell us a little bit about yourself and the company.
Well, Paper Dienamics is quite a young company, albeit I've been actually in the paper industry for fast approaching 25 years now, but yeah, a long time.
Don't look old enough.
But, well, for sure. We're a young, small, dynamic team. We're based in Halifax in West Yorkshire, here in the United Kingdom. That's not Halifax, Nova Scotia, but we're here in Halifax in West Yorkshire. And we've got a great team of people, that really bring us fantastic products that allows us to make things like these, really. So this is our brand new collection that we're launching today here on Crafters TV, which is our Touch of Violet.
Ooh, lovely.
Very floral.
Yeah.
A little bit of pinks in there as well, so it's not all about violet. So if you don't like violet or lavender, don't worry, there are pinks in there, there are greens in there. This is just a few of the samples, Ben, that our fantastic design team have been making with these cards. You have got in here foiled and die cut sentiments. You've got foiled topper sheets in here. You've got designer background as well. We've also got the holographic on the show as well, so you can see how you can work with the holograms as well. They're included with the show. You can see how the product then, you can die cut into it. So we're going to use all of your tooling. We're going to do lots of demoing, lots of fun, and we're going to show you exactly, as I say, how you can make beautiful cards just like these.
And the essence of what you bring to us as well makes it easy for even new crafters, beginner crafters, to get crafting, because you basically supply all of the gorgeousness, and then it's nice and easy to put the cards together, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So the collections are all inclusive. They're really easy to work along, and you will be able to make beautiful cards just like I've just shown you now. And I can guarantee you, if you watch the show and see me do it, that's Keith Smith, double F, you will be able to, if I can do it, you can all do it for sure.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, if you have not seen Mr. Keith with double F on a show before, you are in for a lot of fun. You'll be here for a full hour between 4 and 5 this afternoon here in the UK, and then again we'll see Keith a little bit later on. What I will tell you is, if you haven't picked up any of the deals already, it's worth going online, because we are very, very busy, particularly for the cardstock pack, where you're going to get that gorgeous holographic is flying out of the door, and we'll see all of that in more detail a little bit later on. And as I said, Keith is here in the studio during the craft along. He is around and about, and we will be chatting to him again in just a little while. So if you've got any questions you want to ask him, feel free to, and we'll put those to him next time we come and have a sit down in the comfy corner. Facebook or YouTube, ask those questions and we will get them to him. Right, I'm going to pass you back over to Jan, because I've got to run that way. I mean, look at me today, showing you the deals, doing the socials, doing the interviews, crafting along. I mean, hashtag employee of the month.
He's on it, maybe, honestly. Maybe. He's got him running around the studio. Don't remember, hashtag the clunky crafter.
They're coming through on the socials.
I love it. Right, we're going to carry on then. My aim for today was to try and get the construction part done in the first hour, and then we've got all the embellishment and the die cutting in the second hour. Yeah. So we've got about 20 minutes left, which I think should be enough to get this actually put together now. So I'm going to start off with that 8-inch square piece that was our box that we're going to make inside.
Yeah.
All right, so we did the scoring and we did the folding, so you should have that inch fold all the way around. So what I'm going to do now is take my scissors and I'm going to create a tab out of the little squares in the 4 corners.
All right.
So I'm right-handed, so I tend to work on the right-hand side here. If you're left-handed, then start at this side and work your way the opposite way round. So what I want to do then is just straighten that card so I can see the score line, and I'm actually going to cut into my card here. Yeah. And I've got the score line on the right hand side. I'm cutting the score line away, but I'm only cutting up to where that other score line bisects there.
Okay.
All right, so I've literally freed that little square just down one side. And then what I'm going to do is take, you've seen us do this many, many times, just a little wedge out of there, which is essentially cutting that score line out of the way. And then I like to take a little bit off the other side as well. So not much. It's just created that tab shape now that we're then going to turn and stick to make that corner eventually. Okay. Now if it's a square box, I like to turn it and do one on each corner. So I'm going to rotate 90 degrees. Yep. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the next corner. So up to that first score line, take out that little wedge, and I'm taking like probably less than 1/4 of an inch out of there, probably 1/8 of an inch or so. Okay. And the same on that side.
Do you always? Is it necessary to take the little bit off the outer side then?
It isn't necessary, but what I find is if you haven't and something's not quite lined up, you see now when I put mine together, I've got a perfect line here. If I just pop you that dark card behind it there, can you see how that's perfect? Yeah. What I find sometimes, if you don't take the top away and something's not quite lined up, you end up with this, with that little bit poking out, and that my OCD can't cope with that.
Right.
So I have to have that sort of that little neat edge, and that's why I do it. Okay. All right, so again, I'm just going to turn and do all 4 corners exactly the same on there. So snipping up this inside of the score line, taking out that little wedge, which is like cutting the score line away, and then just a fraction up to that line again, and we're doing that on all 4. So I'm just rotating each time. If it's a rectangular box, So you've got 2 long sides and 2 shorter sides. I like to make the tabs so that they fit into the longer sides because it strengthens them a little bit. So if this was a long rectangle and it was longer here, I would be making the tabs so that they fit onto that long side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
With it being a square, I can coat with it all the way around there, yep. And then what we're going to do, you can take either your double-sided tape or you can use your tape pen,
yep,
whichever you prefer, all right? I like to use the red liner tape, I must admit. You know that I have a great love for this. And I'm literally just going to pop a piece, not over the score line, but up to the score line. And I'm not worried about the fact that it doesn't cover all the tab, as long as it covers this piece where it's going to seal. Rotate and do that on all 4 sides.
I'm going to use my tape pen.
Yeah, if you want to use your tape pen, that's fine. If you want to use wet glue, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. Which one would we
I
use?
would use the tacky glue for that.
Okay.
All right, because we've got the pearlescent cardstock, I would use the tacky. But obviously with a wet glue, you've got to wait for it to dry.
Yeah.
And when we're demonstrating, that's not always the best thing. But you know that I love, I get through tons of red line tape. I absolutely love the stuff. I don't even mind it getting stuck to me and going in for tea with a big stiff like, oh, you've done to your arm. Looks as if I've gashed my arm and I've got a bit of red liner tape stuck to my arm, ready for tea.
I like the red liner tape, but it's still, one of my things being the hashtag clunky crafter, I'm a bit clunky when it comes to removing like tapes off the red liner tape.
Right, here we go then. So this is your top tip with it. It's sort of pressure resistant. So where you've put it down, use your bone tool and just press to get rid of all the air bubbles out of that tape on each one. So it should be nice and sort of quite dark, that red line.
Okay.
And then the pokey tool or something with a point on the end, just slide it under the edge and you should be able to lift that liner off straight away.
Right.
And then all we're going to do is take the tab in and then line up that corner to make that 90-degree angle and stick that together. Give it a little rub and you've got that lovely, nice, neat corner then with nothing sticking out of the top. And then I'm just going to do the same. Now I tend to take, because you've now got one fastened, if you're using the tape, you're sort of like trying to squash, so I tend to take all my tape off first.
Oh, sorry. Don't know where that came from.
Well, the disco had arrived then.
I'm still getting used to my new watch. Seriously, what was that all
Keith
about?
and I were ready for a boogie then.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear. So again, all I've done then is just took those corners in, and then because I am very sort of pedantic with everything, I just like to again give it a good press down with that bowl folder and make sure all those air bubbles are out and that everything's sealed. If you're going to give this as a gift, the last thing you want is it sort of popping open when somebody uses it. So that's our little square tray rather than a box, and that's the bit that we're going to have inside here.
Got you.
Okay. Now the one that I made at home, I'm not going to do that now, but I'll show you how to do it. The one that I did at home, I actually strengthened the sides just by cutting 4 separate pieces, the same size as the edges, and gluing them with my all-purpose glue, which sets like cement. So it's really made it quite rigid on that outside. So if you want to do that, you can do that at a later date. I'm not going to do it now because this works, but it depending on what you're going to pop in your drawer, it just makes it a little bit more substantial.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just pop that one back to one side.
Okay.
And pop that one back in there. So we've
Very
got
happy
our
with
box.
mine. All done. All stuck.
So the next bit then, we're going to make that wrap that goes around it now. So we want those 2 pieces that measured 7 5/8 by 6 inches. And we scored those at 1/2 inch.
Yes.
That's our glue tab. And then this is going to be the side that goes around the box. Okay?
Right.
Why have I got 1 5/8 inch? That's not right. What have I done there? I've done that wrong, guys.
Oh.
Where have I got 1 5/8 from? I've scored that in the wrong place, guys. My apologies.
Oh.
I'm just looking at that then and thinking, why 1 5/8, Jan? Right, bear with me. Just grab your scoreboards.
Right.
Because I've told you to score in the wrong place. We want to make sure that that bit measures 6 inches. So, let me have a little look. Right, okay. So,
can we use the same card?
we're using the same card. I'm not going to recut it yet. It'll work because we're going to stick the card to the top of it anyway. All right, so with the 1/2 inch at this side, what I'm going to do is fold that 1/2 inch in, and then pop the fold up to the side of the cardstock.
Okay.
And what we should have done is scored this at 6 inches.
Right. What is 6 inches now with that folded? Yeah.
So ignore the first score line.
Yeah.
If you're leaving this one flat, it'll be at 6.5 inches.
Right.
All right. And we're going to do that on both of them. I've written the wrong one down on my my crib sheet for some reason.
Easily done, Jan.
Yeah, so again, if you want to fold it in and pop it against the side, we want it to be at 6 inches.
Okay.
And then what you can do, just to sort of ease that one out a little bit, where we put the first score line in, use the flat edge of your bone folder again and just add a little bit of pressure. Okay, on that first one. And it's just sort of flattening it out a little bit. And as I say, we're going to stick the card base to the top of it, so the top one won't show. So all I'm doing is just applying a little bit of pressure.
Just a bit flatter.
Just flattens it. It works even better if you do it on a foam mat.
Okay.
So like your stamping mat or something like that, it works even better. So what we need to do now is refold that 1 inch line. My apologies there, I've got my crib sheet here and for some reason I've written score at 1 5/8. Naughty Jan.
We'll let you off, Jan.
Let me off.
We'll let you off.
So yeah, we just want that 1 inch because I'm thinking the box is only 1 inch deep. Why have I scored it at 1 5/8? That's what triggered it then when we were going to wrap round. So yeah, I've refolded that and you should have a 1 inch piece here, which is the same width as your box. So essentially, this is going to wrap around. This one's going to stick to that one, like so, and wrap all the way around like this to make like a matchbox case.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've got those in the right place. On your 1/2 inch tab, again, I'm going with my red line tape. If you want to work with your tape pen, absolutely fine. We're going to take the tape, and I've used the 1/2 inch one here. It's the perfect size for this. All the way down that tab.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to snip it level with the end, and I'm going to do that on both of them.
Okay.
So my second piece, if you're using your double-sided tape runner, then you just want to add it one at a time, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with them to fasten them together. Now again, because this is going to add to another piece, first of all I'm just burnishing that red line to get rid of those air bubbles, make life easier for yourself. And then I also, whenever I've got a glue tab, just like we did with the box corners, I like to just take those little tiny wedges off each side. And I'm talking like a tiny little bit there. You can see what I've cut off. Just to taper them slightly so that when we overlap this one here, there's no chance of anything sneaking out of each side. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Ready? Little tiny snip. It really is just a fraction off each one up to the score line, just to taper those edges. All right, so get rid of those bits. And then we're going to stick this together. So if you line them up so that you've got a 1 inch, 6 inch square and a tab, then you want your next 1 inch. We're going to stick that over the glue tab. Then you've got your 6 inch and your second tab. So if you've used your tape, you can actually go ahead and stick. I've just taken the liner off there, but just be careful that you don't go over the score line. So if you've got your glass mat, you can use your grid on your glass mat to get everything lined up, and just pop that cut edge against, I can still see my score line here. Because if you overlap it, what you'll find is when you turn it this way, the card will stick up above the edge of the box.
Yeah.
All right, and then once you're happy with it, again, nice little burnish there to make sure it's stuck. And then essentially, if you fold it flat, this one will fold onto it. But what I like to do is do that around my box, just to make sure that the whole thing's going to fit nicely around the box. So what I'm going to do is pop the box inside, and then you can see here that this one is just going to fit so that we've got it nice and snug with that little box sliding inside.
Is that it?
You done it?
Sorry. It all fits. The little drawer goes in the,
Yep.
the
So
box.
just make sure that your drawer slides in and out nicely and that it's
snug
not...
though, Jan. I'll tell you that much. It's snug.
Yeah, it wants to be because you don't want to pick it up and the drawer fall out.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Yeah, so again, this is why I like to fold it around the box because you can see then that it's literally going to fit inside there. So I'm just going to bring this one up to that score line again.
Yeah.
All right, and then once it's done,
Yep.
you can take it out, fold it flat, and just give it a burnish. So make sure your whole sleeve should fold flat, whichever way you fold it. All right, so it should fold onto itself and fold flat, and then if we've got it right, we should get that box just slide in there, nice, and it wants to be a snug fit because you don't want it to fall out if you put a gift inside there. But you can see we've got our little sort of matchbox element there. That's
Yes.
going to be the base.
Wow.
Okay. Yep.
Good time to take a pause?
Yes, I've got one more piece to do for the construction, which is popping the card on.
Okay.
I'd like to get that done in that first hour. That was my
Do you want to do that
objective.
now then, and then
Shall
we'll
we do
pause?
that? And
Yeah.
then the second half is going to be the decorating and the die
Fine.
cutting, yeah?
Good-o.
So if you take your box back out again,
Yep.
we just need the sleeve. And it doesn't matter which way it is, all right? But what we're actually going to do is the piece that we folded to make our easel here,
Yeah.
this piece is going to stick over one of those 6-inch squares. Now, it doesn't matter which side. Unfortunately, you've got an extra score line because Jan told you to score it in the wrong place.
covering that up?
We're going to cover the top one.
Yeah.
If it bothers you underneath, you can always put another piece of card or a piece of pattern paper underneath. So again, for this one, I'm going to use my tape pen. All right, and I'm going to put glue all the way around. If you're using your tape pens, don't forget to give them that little flick just to break that adhesive.
Yep.
And I'm going to make sure that there's plenty on it. So I'm going right across the middle with it.
Okay.
I've got like a tic-tac-toe grid on mine there.
Yeah.
And then literally fold this one flat so that you can work against your grid. And then you're going to line up the corners over that 6-inch square, so make sure it doesn't come onto your sides. Line up the edge, and that should cover that whole surface area there. And then with your tape, if you're using the double-sided tape pen, add a little bit of pressure to it. That friction just helps with the adhesive. Okay? So I've now got this piece. If I show you from the side, this is my wrap here, open at the one end.
Yeah.
So I didn't mention that the folded bit should be against the open end. Have you got that, Ben?
Yes.
Phew, yeah? Because the box is going to go in underneath, yeah? And then you've got the fold on the top. Last bit that we need to do then.
That other bit of card we got there.
Yep. So on the top here, you've got the two folds.
Yeah.
The one nearest the end, so I'm going to lay it all flat again. This is why I like to do it before we put it together. And you just want glue on this right-hand side piece. We scored it down here, down the middle. I'm just putting my glue on that piece. And again, plenty on there, whether it be wet glue or whether it be the tape pen, whatever your choice is. And then I'm going to use that 6-inch square that we made, which we said was the easel front.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to line that up with those bottom corners. Just make sure it's all straight, check this edge, and once you're happy, give it a good press down again. So this was my aim for the first part of the show, was to get that structure complete. So if you stand it all up again now, and slide your box back in, I'll pop mine in that way there, look, from the front, inside, and then you should have your easel element stand on top. So my box opens here from the front.
Yes! There you
Yep.
go. Done it, haven't I?
Yep, so the second hour then we can spend doing the matting and layering, doing the die cutting to go on the front and making it look pretty, our Georgina says. Absolutely.
Wow.
Okay, so we'll leave it there for you all to get that structure finished then.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Now is a good point as well, just as we have a little break, and I'll show you some more of the deals that we've got, to ask any questions if you need to at any point. But how much fun is this? Hopefully you are crafting along with us. Loving the paper violets. A lot of people chatting about Paper Dienamics and Keith's goodies coming up in just a little bit. Crafty AJ says, please tell Keith Paper Dienamics holographic papers are just delicious in real life. Oh, they are delicious. Yolanda says, I love Jan's little tips. They really do help. And making snips on the tabs has to be one of the top tips that I learned. It used to drive me crazy not lining up the corners, says Mary Lee. And Deborah Spencer says, way to go, Ben. Thank you for all of the encouragement so far. Hashtag Clunky Crafters doing his thing, but there's still a long way to go. Let's have a look at some other goodies that we've got on the show that you might want to add into your basket. Foam pads, always very, very handy indeed. You know, if you're wanting to bring things to life on your projects, particularly good too if you are into things like your decoupage, for example. I know we've had a lot of those sets on recently, but you've got a whole host of different size foam pads within this collection. In fact, there's 1,120 of these in total in this bundle. Really useful to build up in your crafty stash, and a great saving today of over 35%. £6 if you're platinum, $15.60 if you're shopping with us in the US as well. So get those into your basket. It may well be, by the way, not really talked about this much yet today, but remember, you should have had an email by now about that code that you can use during February. If you spend £40 or $40, you'll get £5 or $5 off. So these are the kind of deals which might get you up to that £40, $40 threshold. And don't forget, if you do use that code during this month, you'll get another one for March. Use it, get another one for April. Use it, you'll get 250 bonus points in May. So plenty of reasons to shop and keep checking your inbox. Now, also very handy to have, as you've seen, red liner tape. You know, the choice for many people actually when it comes to things like your construction, of course, as we've already shown, you know, you can use your tape pans, but red liner tape really does give you that ultimate stick, if you like. And we're giving you 6 lots, so you've got 2 lots of your 3mm. There's 10 meters on each roll, so you've got plenty to be working with. You're going to get 2 rolls of your 6mm, and then finally you're going to get 2 rolls of your 12mm red liner tape. Again, you have got 10 meters on each, so 60 meters of red liner tape right there for a cracking price, saving 25%. Platinum price is £10.80 or $22. And then we've also got a deal on our tacky glue as well. Buy 2, get 1 free is the deal here. Always good, isn't it, to have a mixture of all of the different kind of wet glue. So if you've got your all-purpose glue, the tacky glue as well. Great particularly for sticking, you know, cardstock that's got coating potentially, or, you know, like your glitter card and things like that. Great as well to give you that tackiness, that real sort of rigid stick. We are going to give you 3 bottles of this. And as I say, you're only paying for 2. £7.98 or $10.38 is the deal on those. All of those on the Shop the Show page, all of the other goodies that we've got as well. And also, worth bearing in mind, the foil press is available as well. This only available in the UK, but look at that price, $79.99 if you are a Platinum member. Such a brilliant machine to have in your craft room. You know, you talk about foiling and how much it really adds to sort of the quality of your projects and your cards, and having this machine at home in your craft room allows you to foil like an absolute professional in next to no time at all. And whilst you can, of course, buy all of the different foil press stamp and dies that we have available for you here, the great thing is a lot of the dies which you've got at home you can also use to foil with. I think this potentially could breathe new life into a lot of dies that you've got at home that you haven't used in a while. It is a brilliant, brilliant machine. Lovely price today, as I say, for Platinum members, $79.99. And whilst we get ready for the next part of our craft along, we're going to have a look at a little video which will explain a little bit more about why you might want to pick up our foil press machine.
The Gemini foil press has arrived. Professional and luxurious hot foil letterpress can now be achieved in your own home with our innovative foil press system. This clever machine has been designed with so many fabulous and unique features, and it really does take paper and mixed media crafting to an exciting new level. Delivering professional looking foiling results using a hot press technique that ensures crisp, clean images. Perfect for stationery, invitations, party decorations, home decor, and so much more. The foil press is the only hot foiling system that uses a silicon plate, and we've created a plate that has edge-to-edge heat, so no matter where you place the dies, the heat will be the same. There are no cold spots or hot spots, just one consistent temperature, which again ensures perfectly foiled results every time you use it. Fast heat up reduces wait time, making projects faster to complete. The innovative foil stamp and cut dies allows you to do exactly that, creating professional quality hot stamping, and they work on everything from paper, fabric, cardstock to leather, vinyl, balsa wood and more. Don't waste any of your foil, as you can use the negative foil left over to create another project. With any machine that involves the use of heat, safety features are an absolute priority. The foil press has been fitted with a built-in cool-down feature that kicks in when the machine has been in use for a lengthy amount of time. There is also an automatic shut-off feature that will turn the machine off if the heated platform has been engaged for 25 minutes and not used. Everything needed comes in the box, including a handy manual which gives you all the time and temperature settings for the dies, so you can start foiling straight away. The Gemini Foil Press, made by crafters for crafters.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome back. What an afternoon, what a morning. If you have just joined us, welcome to Crafters TV. If you've just tuned in now, by the way, and you're thinking, oh, we're 8 minutes into the show. No, we have an extra hour. We're here from 2 through until 5, so 9 o'clock East Coast, 6 a.m. West Coast, and then we're back again when we finish this show at 6 o'clock tonight, 1 o'clock Eastern, that's 10 a.m. West Coast. So plenty of time for you to tune in and join us on all of these shows. We're halfway through this craft along as well, and I know lots of you are enjoying it, lots of you are taking inspiration from it, lots of you are saying, oh, I'm going to save this show and come back and watch it at another time. That's the brilliant thing about this show. You can craft along in real time, which I know lots of you do, but actually you can also save this show. The best thing to do, I always think, is subscribe to us on YouTube. And then you can make your own playlist of shows. You can get notified when shows go live, and shows like this, for example. So if you're buying the set today and then you want to do the craft along, you can save it on YouTube and come back to it at the time once you've got all of your goodies. This really is a lovely collection. It's the Image Sentiment die collection. We're going to see this in action actually in just a few moments' time. The first hour we spent sort of doing the construction of our project, and now we're going to start using these gorgeous dies as well. So you're going to get 12 elements in total, so 6 sets if you like, because you get the intricate detailing of the die in the centre with all of the beautiful sentiment and all of the detail. Then you get your outer die there as well for your layers. So all of the sentiments you're going to get here, you've got If Friends Were Flowers, and I'll show you some of these on cards in just a second, because I think it was Candice who was saying, can we have a look at some more cards, and we will show you those in just a mo. Thank you for everything is that little one there. You're also going to get this one. I think this is my favourite of the collection. It's time to celebrate with cake. Lots of cake. I love the cake. You've also got Count Your Blessings. Talking about the foil press machine as well. I think some of these would look quite nice with that, wouldn't they?
Come up lovely.
Faith, Hope and Love. And then you've also got this one here, which is lovely. Your friendship means the world to me. And the great thing is, again, you can use these in lots of different ways. So as I was explaining, so you get like the layering die almost, Jan, don't you? And then you get the intricate die with the beautiful
yeah, there's like the equivalent of a matte layer,
yeah.
And then your wording part, yeah.
And again, you think about all of the different cardstock that you've got at home, you think about all of the different patterns that you've got. I mean, I love that one there. It's beautiful, isn't it? Real sort of spring, summertime feel to the colours that you've got going on. Again, this very clever, just using that, it's almost like, what do they call it, like a floating card, that, isn't it?
I like those with the acetating. Yeah, I use those quite a lot.
And then again here, completely different. You look how beautiful that is. And look at this. That is funky, isn't it?
Bringing the inks in there, yeah?
Yeah. So you've got the ability to do so much with these. This one again, just bringing a bit of the sort of craft card into the equation here. You know, using an edgeable, you know, using some of the foliage in there as well. Count your blessings, stunning. And then once again, you know, going from sort of really, really colourful images to a more monochromatic effect. I just think these work in so many different ways for you. This one, your friendship means the world to me. $37.99, $37.59 I should say is the price, or $48.64 if you are shopping with us right now. Carol says, I love my foil press. Yes, lots of you chatting about that in the socials today. Scrap Paper Scissors, I absolutely love mine. The projects turn out so elegant. And Sherry Dober on YouTube says, Jan, I made a version of your calendar/post-it easel card, and this demo that you're doing now will be my next try.
Fabulous. So, yeah, don't forget to send us your projects. Either send them to us here at Crafters TV. I know a lot of you pop them on my social page, Jan Brown at Crafters Companion, and I always try my best to reply. It might not be straight away, depends, I might be, you know, driving back down the motorway or whatever, but I do try my best the following day to just check everything and reply to them, because there are some really, really nice ones. It's nice to see people using different paper pads, different colour schemes, and it always looks so different to the ones that we've done here in the studio. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So we got our structure made, and I just want to point out here, if I turn the one round that I did at home, you can see that my card blank fits nicely over the top of the box there, and I've just realised when I stuck this one together, I thought we've got that little gap, all right, at the front. Now the reason for that, it doesn't really make any difference, the whole system's going to work just the same, but I just wanted to explain, because if you've done this at home, if you've followed my instructions, you'll be thinking, well, why is there a gap at the front? And if you remember, I said that our cardstock was only 11.5 inches. All right, because our A4 doesn't quite reach, I don't know why they don't make it 12 inches, but that's another story. So we cut it at 11.5. This is the extra half bit that makes up the 12 inches. And because I stuck this level with the bottom, it's let it just overlap that wee bit at the back. Okay. So with the one at home, I actually stuck it slightly lower down so that my gap is on this side rather than on the front.
Got you.
So it doesn't matter which way around we do it, this will still work, it will still stand up as the easel card, we've still got the box, but just in case you were wondering why it didn't come to the edge, that's why. So I'm going to come back to the mats and layers in a little while, because these are easy enough to just pop together. What I want to do now is work on the die cutting. So I chose my If Friends Were Flowers, and like Ben said, they're a two-piece set. You get the piece that will be the equivalent of the mat layer, and then you get that gorgeous cut element with the sentiment on that fits nicely inside. So you can layer them up like that, like a mat and layer. If you look at mine, I sort of twisted mine slightly to give it a different shape. So when I put mine down, I've put the mat layer down, and then I've twisted the scallops on the sentiment so that they sort of fit in between like so. So you'll see when we put it together, that's giving it a whole different look. It's almost got like that spirelli edge round it, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to cut out now. And the main part of it, the wording, we're going to cut out of our white stamping card. And I want you to cut 2 of them so that it makes a really nice substantial topper for the card. We're going to stick them together. So I like to cut mine down, so that I'm literally just cutting the cardstock that I need. Yep. And I'm going to cut a couple of pieces so that we can pop this through the machine twice. Now you can see from the size of these that these are easily, if you're just cutting them out as a sentiment like this, these are easily going to fit through your Gemini Junior and your MIDI. Now Ben's using the MIDI. Yeah. I've got my Junior plates in the large Gemini, which is my sort of, you know that more often than not, that is my preferred combination. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of tape. You should be able to hold yours inside the folder, Ben.
Yes.
And just tape mine down, and then I'm going to pass this through the machine once, and then I'm going to do exactly the same and cut it again on the second piece. So pop those layers in for a thin metal die, and then of course the junior plates go sort of sideways through our large Gemini, like so. So I'm literally just going to pass those through and let it do its job. We were talking the other day when I was here about embossing dies. When I came in on Tuesday, we spent quite a lot of time looking at the dies with regards to embossing them. Now this one hasn't got a massive amount of space on it. It's mainly cut work. And this is what I was saying about checking out the dies first to see what they do. So when you get the dies, have a look at them and see what they're actually cutting out and what they're not. So there's very little on this one that would actually be embossed work. So I'm just going to die cut it. And again, I'm teasing that cardstock away from the die rather than taking the die off the cardstock. If I'm doing it this way, I've no idea what I'm snagging underneath, whereas this way I can see where my lettering is and I can just tease it out and make sure that it's all in one piece.
Tell you what, it's cut beautifully in the midi.
Fantastic,
lovely
yep.
off the die. Yeah.
And then we're going to cut it a second time, so you just need to spend a second or two making sure, either with your pokey tool or your die brush, that you've got all those little scraps out of the die. If you leave them in there, it will affect the cut the second time through.
Okay.
So wherever you've got a little bit of scrap card in there, it's worth spending that couple of minutes just going around and cleaning it out. It does make a vast difference. I know I've tried in the past and thought, oh, it'll not hurt, I only need to do that bit.
Yeah.
And if there's cardstock already in there, you're not going to get the same impression, and you'll find that there are parts of it that maybe don't even cut properly because of that.
Does anyone else find this point, though, very therapeutic?
I love it.
I love pushing
I very
the bits
rarely
out.
use my die brush because I like the actual poking the little pieces out.
It's something's quite satisfying about it.
So just make sure, if you look at that now, just make sure that we've got all those pieces out. So you can see mine's clean now.
Okay.
And I'm literally going to cut that again out of that other piece that we cut down to match there. So again, a little bit of tape just to pop that on. Whoops. And then I'm going to pop that through my machine to do the second one.
Okay.
Okay.
My last little bits out. They're going to tell me off over here because you know what I forgot to ask for.
You forgot the bin again.
I forgot the bin. So you know it's going all over the floor. And it's Tracy today as well.
Oh dear. Oh, you're going to be in bother.
I am going to be
No
in
tea
big
for
bother.
you tonight.
No, I know. I know. Big trouble.
Right, so we've got that second one now, which I'll take out in a second there because we don't need that part of the die again. All right, so I'll tap all the pieces. Oh, mine's, do you know, this is why you need to tape it down. You see what's happened? It's just slipped there. So I'll use this as the underneath piece. We'll be good.
Okay.
All right, not too worried. There's a way around most things.
That's it.
And then the piece of plain cardstock that we had left, so this is my gorgeous teal green that I cut my mats out of. I'm going to cut that matte layer, which is just the open scallop, out of the green there. So again, I'm going to cut a piece down to fit.
What's that, the leftover piece?
The plain one, yeah, the textured cardstock,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm literally just going to, we'll make sure, see if we can keep it in the right place this time. Tape it down and then pop that one through to create our matte layer. Then we're going to do a little bit of work on that die cut.
Okay.
So that one's going to go through there. So you should end up with 3 pieces. You should end up with 2 of the main die cut, which we'll pick out all the bits in a second.
Yep.
And then you should end up with your matte layer out of the plain colour that you've chosen.
I'll tell you one thing I found from doing a bit more crafting is that I'm quite messy initially. Especially when I'm here, because I just find like stuff goes all over the place.
You should see my desk at home.
Oh, really?
I'm not. I do try and be tidy here.
Yeah.
When you're doing the amount of prep that we do at home, it's not always possible to do that.
No.
I sometimes look at it and think, my goodness, there's been like hurricane whatever been through there.
Yeah.
Because it looks shocking. But that's the beauty of being fortunate enough to have a craft room, because I can just go and shut the door on it if I need to.
What, just to hide the shame.
Just hide it, yeah. And because it's the conservatory, there's actually a blind as well between the patio door and the dining room. So if it's really bad, and I've got people coming round, just close the blind as well. They don't even know it's there. Anybody that doesn't know that I've got a crafter doesn't even know that it's there. So yeah, we just need to poke all those little pieces out of the die there and make sure that we've got all those out. So it's called, so I know our Michelle calls it weeding, which I think is a term that comes from the you know, like the silhouette and the cameos, that kind of thing. You sort of weed the letters out. It's a term that's used in fabric industry as well.
Oh, right.
You know, like when people do all the embroidery on fabrics and clothing, it's called weeding when you take all the bits out of there as well. So again, just either with your die brush or with your pokey tool, just take your time and get all those little bits out, because they are beautifully intricate, these. The way that they've been done, it would be really hard to actually do this and cut them out by I wouldn't be able to do the lettering.
Oh no, can you imagine?
Not in a million years. My craft knife skills are not great. I've just been watching our Keith, and I think he's using a craft knife over there, aren't you, Keith? Yeah, he's a wizard. Yeah. I'm not good with them at all. I'm not safe with them. So again, I'm just taking those little bits out. He's been quiet as a mouse over there in the corner. He's been busy.
It's the quietest I've ever heard him.
I've never known him this quiet before.
I know. You wait till we fire him up in about 40 minutes time.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know, isn't it fun that we've got new guests?
I love it. I was watching our Lisa yesterday from home. It was fabulous to see some new guests in the studio.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting few days actually, and
there's more to come yet, isn't there?
There is more to come. Yeah,
watch this space.
But yes.
So that's my first one there. You can see if I just lay it over the top, absolutely gorgeous. A little bit hiding there. Come out. Where are you? There we go. You can just see there, absolutely. So again, you know, it's cut the same size to fit on that mat like so.
Yeah.
But I actually liked it. It created like that sort of spiral effect when I twisted it. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. So we need to do the same with the second one, and I've got a little bit missing off mine, but I'll stick this one underneath. So
could you use your die brush tool here if you have one?
Yes, absolutely. Would you like a die brush?
No, because I don't want to get behind. I think I'm keeping up, but I enjoy using the poker tool, as I say, because I find it more therapeutic, but I don't want to be here.
No, I've just moved on to my second one. I've only just finished the first one, Ben, so...
Do you know what it is, though? And you guys say it all the time, and it makes me laugh now. I'm doing a little bit. You know, just when you think, so I'm just looking at mine now.
There's always one little bit sat laughing at you. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, come and get me.
There's always that one little piece. You think it's done, and you look back and think, there you are.
Yeah.
Just sat there smiling away as if to say, you missed me. Every time, without fail.
I'm done now.
There we go. So again, I'm just going to do that second one and take all those little pieces out. So depending on which one you've used, let us know which sentiments you've gone for, because they're a lovely set in there. There's some really nice ones.
Well, what I love again about this, and I think we've been doing this brilliantly, certainly over the last 6 to 8 months, is bringing out sets where the sentiments are quite uplifting. You know, we've got a lot of, and you need kind of happy birthday sentiments and happy anniversary, but isn't it nice to have
something that bit different?
Yeah, send to someone, you know, maybe you've got someone who's a bit down in the dumps or something like that, you know?
Well, you know that I'm a big lover of sending things not necessarily for a specific occasion, so this is great for that. You know, sending things just because you can, basically.
Yes.
Or a nice little thank you one, or a just because, or a thinking of you. Doesn't have to always be a birthday or an anniversary or a designated event.
No.
I just think sometimes that knowing that, especially in the current times, if you've got elderly neighbours or anything like that, or people that live by themselves,
that's a great
how nice, instead of receiving a bill through the letterbox, to just receive something that's been nicely made and sort of uplifting and got that positive message on it, just makes such a difference. It might make that person's day. It really might. So yeah, mine slipped just slightly here. You can see at the bottom there. But what I'm going to do is stick that one underneath, and we'll be none the wiser.
Yeah.
All right. Now you don't have to do this, but I like to do this with sentiments. It just gives them a bit more stability.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use my little fine tip applicator, which has got my tacky glue in.
Yeah.
And literally on the back of one of them, I'm just going to pop some little tiny, I'm not worried about that outside edge. It's not going to go anywhere on the card. So just on those pieces that are a decent size, just pop some little blobs.
Could you use
of
dotty
glue.
tape pen at this point?
You could use your dotty tape pen, yes. You could use, if you've got the sticky machine, you could actually run it through there and use the sticky machine. But just for speed there, I'm just going to pop just places dotted around. Because once it's on the card, it's not actually going to go anywhere. So just literally make sure you've got the bits that are sort of, you know, like end pieces that are going to be the ones that, if anything, that catch. Okay. But yeah, if you've got your dotty tape pen, that would work well.
And then you're literally just...
And then all I'm going to do is line that up, all right, over the top.
Yeah.
In this case, I've put mine face down and just line them up so that the lettering matches. And because it's been die cut, you should be able to get an exact match over the top there. Okay? And then once you're happy with it and committed to it, just give it a nice good press. Okay? And then we're going to do a little bit of work on here to add some colour. So what I'll do is bring in another piece of cardstock there so that you can see what I'm doing a bit better.
Okay.
So because it was plain, because I've chosen to use the white stamping card, I actually now want to bring in a little bit of colour. So if you have a look at this one again here, what I did was cut the whole thing again out of some of the pattern paper that was left over. Now we might not have time to do that today, but if we have, I'll show you how I did it. But I cut the whole thing again here, and then I've snipped into that, and I've literally just snipped all these pieces away from the inside just to leave that outside edge, so that piece is pink to match my backing paper. And then I've worked on the inside bit to add a little bit of colour, and that's what we're going to do next. So I used... Did I get them out, or are they still in my bag? I've brought my tricolour markers, my Spectrum Noir tricolours, and I'm also going to use my crystal sparkle pen to use it as a water brush, so that this element, it's not easy to see here, but the coloured elements on here, I've got a little tiny bit. George is coming to have a look now, aren't you?
Here we go, in for the zoom.
In he comes, in he comes.
George with the joystick.
And it's just got a little tiny bit of sparkle in the colour. It's just a nice sort of little touch, yeah, where it's just glinting in the light there. So all I've done is choose a couple of colours that matched. So I took the tulip, which is the favourite pink in there, which is, where are we gone? That one. That's the pink, the tulip.
Yeah.
And then for the green, I used...
I've got ocean green over here.
You've got ocean green. I think mine must have been... Was it that one? Let's have a look where the greens are. Because that, you get one of them underneath, don't you? There was one that was like a turquoisey green, so it must have been that one, I think. Yeah. Oh no, it was that one, I remember. I didn't write them down. Yeah, it was the lake blue. Okay. It's actually a blue one, but it looks green, I think. Yeah, when I looked at it was quite a good match on there. All right.
Gotcha.
So all I'm going to do then is pop a little bit out on the mat. If you don't use a glass mat, you can use a piece of acetate, ceramic tile, anything, a piece of packaging, anything that's non-porous.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to grab a little bit of tissue as well, just to clean off my brush when we've finished. And this doesn't damage your sparkle pen at all.
I've never used these before.
Yeah, so give it a good shake, because all that glitter in there will settle, whether you store it flat or store it upright. The glitter's heavier than the water suspension, so it will flatten.
Yeah.
Good shake to wake all that glitter up.
Shake it to wake it.
We're literally going to pick up the colour with the sparkle pen. So don't worry about the nib. I'll show you how to clean the nib. You say, oh my goodness, it's clear, and now look at it. Yeah, don't worry. So where all the leaves were, I've literally just gone over the top, nice and lightly, with the darker one. And then I've left the floral elements to do in the pink. So again, everywhere that you've got a stem and leaf, I'm just going to quickly go over once. And if your pen's not wet enough, just give it a slight little squeeze in the middle.
Yeah.
And it'll actually drop you some more of that sparkly goodness down.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I've got lots of sparkle in mine.
All right. Now, the more sparkle that you use, the more you're diluting it, so the paler the colour.
Yeah.
So just be aware. But what I'm going to do is go around once, and by the time I get to the other side, that one should be dry enough to go round again, and give it a second coat. So just take it right to the edge of the circle. So I'm just concentrating on the leaves. I've not gone anywhere near the actual lettering in the middle. I want to leave that nice and white to stand out.
Okay.
So again, just picking up that colour.
Cool, you don't need to like squeeze a lot, do you?
Not much at all, no. They're lovely. I use this more than an ordinary paintbrush now when I'm doing any kind of watercolouring. I just love the addition. And it's so subtle, that little bit of sparkle in there.
Yeah.
People don't realise until you tip it into that, oh, it's actually sparkling, and it's, you know, you can never have too much sparkle in your life, can you?
Absolutely not.
So there we go. So just all the way around. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get all this coloured and then matted onto my layer, and then when we've got to that piece, I'll just let everybody catch up at that point.
Okey-doke.
So again, I'm just going to sort of go a second time around, and it'll deepen it up a little bit then.
Okay.
Okay, and this is something, you know, if you don't get all this done in show, you can always add this in
Later
afterwards.
on,
I'm just going to show you the sort of basics as to how I've arrived at what I got. All right. So again, just that second coating just darkens it all a little bit. And then when you're happy with it, when you've got all that bit done,
Yeah.
on your piece of tissue or cloth or whatever it is you've got, sometimes it's the back of my hand, depending on where I'm at, all I want you to do is just literally, as if you're wiping it off, and you'll see that that nib comes perfectly clean again. So I've literally just gone backwards and forwards. I've lost a little bit of glitter in there, but I'm okay with that. And then that comes, I had that real dark blue on there, look, and it's all perfectly clean.
Yeah, lovely.
Yep. And then I'm going to do the same, exactly the same with the pink.
Okay.
So a little bit of that tulip pink. Oh, I can tell that one's been used well.
Oh dear.
Anybody think I was a pink fan, wouldn't they? It's nowhere near as juicy as the other one.
No, same with this one over here,
Yeah.
actually.
And then I'm going to do the same again. And where we've got a flower this time,
Yeah.
I'm just going to add the pink.
Okay.
Okay, so exactly the same. Work your way around all of them. And then once you've got to the end, you can do a second coat again.
I think my colouring leaves a little bit to be desired, but you know.
Well, I am rushing, I must admit, because
same.
time just has a habit of disappearing in this place. It really does.
Do you know what? And I said this before, and I say it again. My time in here goes very, very quickly when I'm just doing my presenting and doing this side of the studio. But when I join you guys on these craft logs, well, when I join you, Jan, on the craft logs, the time goes like even
along with
quicker.
you, Ben?
Huh?
Has nobody else crafted along with you? Oh,
Only you, Jan.
oh,
Only you.
that's why you're my best student, you see.
Well, thank you. Don't let Joe know that. 'Cause
Oh.
He's crafted with you, hasn't he?
He has. He's crafted along. Yeah. But you were right there at the beginning with me.
That's
yeah,
it, that's
you're
it.
my fave.
Oh, you're my fave.
Right, love fest over now.
Yeah, that's it now. That's it.
So again, just wiped it off. You can see the colour comes off the tissue, and my brush is back to normal again there. So that's all I'm going to do on that one, all right, just to add that. And then while we're showing you this next little bit of detail, I'm going to use that tacky glue again that I had before on the back, and I'm going to stick it. Now it's up to you whether you put it directly over your mat or whether you do the twist like I did. So I want you to stick those together, and then we'll come back and we'll carry on after that little break.
Okie dokie. Oh yes, I'm supposed to talk here, aren't
Oh,
I?
bless you.
No,
You've got
it's fine.
your other hats.
It's all
Change
good.
your hat.
Change hats, take glasses off. Listen, so many of you loving the show already. If you haven't yet picked up this collection, make sure you do. And thank you to all the lovely comments coming through. I've got this set, says Annalie, and seeing Jan doing this, I want to craft now. Well, make sure you do, for goodness sake. I love the sparkle pen so much, says Carol. I colour many things sparkly that maybe shouldn't sparkle. Everything should have a bit of sparkle. And Michelle Caddick says, the more I watch Jan, the more I smile. She just has such a warmth about her. That's what Michelle says. Thank you for all of the lovely comments. We are going to take a little break in just a few moments' time. Anne just says, Ben, you should apologise and offer to clean up after yourself. Tracy will probably end up saying, it's okay, Ben, I'll do it. I do that at home, to be honest with you. It's a little trick that I pull out sometimes, because I know that I don't actually clean up to the level that my wife expects. So I'll sort of go, oh, I'll clean up, and say, oh, don't worry, I'll do it. Works all the time. Don't worry, Tracy, I'll clean up. She didn't hear me. We'll be back in just a few moments' time to finish off this craft along, and then we're back with more Paper Dynamics. Keith is here. He'll be popping in around about 25 minutes' time. Lots to come, and we'll be back in just a few moments' time.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafters Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafters Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set. Quick Buy. Get yours now. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, And let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Quick buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Quick buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend. Quick buy, get yours now.
Hope you enjoyed that new video there.
Quick
What
buy,
they've managed to do
all
is
your
just
crafty
Well,
must-haves
hello.
in a...
It's all going crazy. We're back. We're back, I think. Sorry, we just had a few gremlins there, so we've had a bit of a reset. I was just having a quick cup of coffee, so apologies for that. I mean, not apologies for having a cup of coffee, but apologies, never mind. Right. Some lovely comments still coming through. And just saying, I've got this set, seeing Jan doing this. I want to craft now. And yes, Sherry, you're right. Ben, you and Craig tag teamed. That was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? And you made that dog bone dish card, one card of that segment, if I recall correctly. It did. I have done a bit of crafting with the other guys, but I haven't done craft alongs with anyone but Jan. I think that's what I'm meant to say. But yes, I'm crafting with all the very best now. All the very best. And talking about the very best, let's go back to Jan. We're in the home straight with this, aren't we? I think.
Yep, we've just got a few little bits to finish off, and then as usual, I normally give you a little bit of homework just to do the last finishing touches. So yeah, I've stuck mine down. So I asked you in the break to just use your tacky glue or your dotty tape pen, whichever it was you chose, to just literally stick those, and you can see how I've just twisted mine to make that nice shape. Okay.
Beautiful.
So last little bit. We've got our guillotine just to cut some more pieces to make the stopper. So with an easel card, when you pop it into place, you always need an element here that's going to stop that card from sliding. So I'm just going to make this thin piece now that goes on the edge there. So I had a piece like this left over. So whatever scrap you've got left over, as long as it's 6 inches long, we can work with that. All right, so I'm literally going to make this now 6 inches in length. Okay, and I'm going to make it 1 1/4 inches in width. So just in my guillotine there at 1 1/4.
Yeah.
Don't fall down yet. There we go. I need to tighten the screw up in here. There we go. So that's going to be the piece that I'm working with. 6 inches by 1 1/4. And then I've taken a piece of the plane that was left.
Yes.
And this one needs to be 1 inch. So again, I'm going to try and do this way because the arm on here tends to keep flopping. Okay. So again, I just want it at 1 inch there. And it wants to measure 5 3/4 in length. So we've essentially made a mat layer to go on top of this one.
1 inch and 5 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, I've still got quite a big sheet of the pattern paper left, so I'm just going to take a little bit off this end. I now want to come down to 3/4 of an inch, which is just off the edge of my, it's going to be there. Like so, and then that one wants to measure 5 1/2 inches. So we've essentially made sort of 3 mats and layers that are going to fit together like
so. What was
so.
that measurement of the last one?
So the last one was 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/2. So yeah, it's on this guillotine. It's just off the edge of the scale there. So I went along with that silver piece. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then while we've got that pink paper handy, we're going to cut these pieces that just go around the edge of the box. Okay, so those, right, let's have a look. 7/8 is just on my guide there, yeah. All right, so I want a piece then that measures, I'm going to cut it at 4 inches to work with, so that I've got a smaller piece to work with there. But I actually want to turn it then to 5 3/4 inches again. Okay, so I've got a piece now that measures 4 by 5 3/4, and we're going to cut 7/8 of an inch slithers off here. So on my guillotine I can just see here where the actual measuring runs out here. That last marker is the 7/8 of an inch mark there. Okay, so I'm literally just going to bring my piece in from this side, line it up at the 7/8. And then trim. All right, so that should be the right size now to fit on the sides of the box here, like so. So you want 4 of those, okay? So again, this piece that I've got here now, I'm just going to take down again to that 7/8.
I'm a bit, you carry on though, because I can decorate my edge of my box at another time, but I fell behind a little bit there.
I'm just conscious now that we've got, as I say, I like to make sure that you've got all the pieces cut that you need.
Yes.
All right, and then the embellishing side of it we can do as homework.
Yes.
As long as you've got the construction aspect.
That's it. We're pretty much there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want 4 of those pieces that measure 7/8 of an inch wide by that, and it's not easy on my guillotine because it's right at the very edge of the measurements there.
Just whilst you're trimming those, yeah, still lots of lovely messages coming through. Lots of you looking forward to Keith joining us very shortly indeed.
Coming up shortly.
Yeah, and Karen just saying, I'm loving this show, loving this set. Use the heart for Valentine's Day. Yeah, there's plenty that you can use in this collection for all sorts of different occasions. And Valentine's, are we 11 days away now? We are.
Week on Monday.
Days.
Week on Monday.
What day is it today?
It's the 3rd today,
Yeah,
Thursday.
So week Monday.
Week on Monday, yeah.
Poor dear. Might have to craft something for Mrs. M. Maybe I'll give her this box filled with chocolates.
Right, so for the stopper then, I'm literally going to pop these flat. So I'm going to put the plain piece, matte and layered onto the white piece. And you should just have a little border all the way around that. So that one's nice and straightforward. And then I'm going to put the pink piece, again, I've just used my tape runner for this. And I'm going to matte and layer that one in the centre of the green one.
Okay.
So we've just created a piece now. All right, and then on the back of there, I'm going to add just a couple of foam pads down there because we want this to be raised in order to catch that card and not allow it to slide. So I've got that piece at the ready. Okay, so literally laid all the 3 pieces together.
Yes.
And I've just put some foam pads on the back. Okay. So all we've got left to do then, really quickly, we've got about 10 minutes left. We should be okay. So where's my other piece? One, two, three. I should have another piece of pattern. There it is.
In true clunky crafter style, my stopper's a little bit wonky in the old measurements, but do you know what? I think, if you do go a little bit wonky and clunky with it, it adds a little bit of, I don't know, je ne sais quoi, doesn't it?
It does. So I'm going to flick back to my all-purpose glue now, and you can see that all the way through the show I've literally flitted between glues.
Yeah.
Fit for purpose. I'm always talking about this. When I'm sticking paper to cardstock, I would nearly always choose the all-purpose. You can use your tape runner if you're happy with that. And again, I'm just going to matte and layer. These are the first ones that we cut at the top of the show, the green mats and then the pink pattern paper in my case.
Yep.
So I'm just going to pop those 2 together quickly with the collal. And then basically, we're just going to add these.
Okay.
And then I've got just a few minutes left. Our Keith's eagerly stood waiting
He
in the
is,
wings.
he's limbering up.
raring to go.
And raring to go to the side of the studio.
I'm going to hand over in a second or two when we've got these stuck down.
Okay.
And then bring in the base itself. And again, I'm going to stick with the collal. So the one with the pattern on is going to go on the front of my card. And again, I'm going to stay with that collal there. If you want to stay with your tape runner, absolutely fine. And this is going to go on the front of there with that little border all the way around again. So I tend to work in that sort of 1/4 of an inch increments, gives you an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, which I quite like. All right, and then the second one is going on the inside. So we've got this one on the inside. So when we open this one up, this is going to go on top of here. So this is actually the card blank itself. Okay. Now it's up to you whether you want to add your topper on flat or whether you want to pop it on foam pads. I kept mine flat because we'd got the depth of the box already. I kept mine flat, but there's nothing to stop you popping this on with foam pads as well. So again, this is going to go in the centre of the front of the card. And I've stuck with that all-purpose glue there just for sticking all those elements down, because when that sets, it sets rock solid. Okay, and then the piece that we had with the foam tape on, we'll take the backing off the foam and then decide how far up, there's no right or wrong with this, decide how far up you want your card to stand. I usually go about halfway with mine, and then this is the same width as the card. So you're just going to line this up against one edge here, and it should stretch from one side to the other of your card, and that's going to give this one that facility to stop and not slide closed.
Beautiful.
Okay, and then the last pieces that we cut, I'm just going to talk you through these because I want to go through the embellishments as well. On the box, on the wrap, I've popped one on each side of the wrap, and then I've popped one on each end of the actual box because that makes your third and fourth side. So if you look at the one that I've actually finished here, you can see that I've got, on the actual box itself, I've decorated the back and the front.
Yes.
And on the box wrap, I've gone down each side. So it gives you the illusion that it's all the way round. And then I'm going to talk you through the pieces that are left, because this is easy enough to do now. And when I'm talking about, I have a flower die that I use regularly. This is the little guy. And this came with a set of hours, years and years ago. There were some stamps with it as well, and I think there was an edge with it. And this just lives on my desk. It very rarely gets put away because it makes the most gorgeous little flowers when you're just wanting something to embellish. So what I've done is I've cut a selection of these, and I love the fact that it cuts 4 or 5 flowers at once, and the little circles are meant to be the centres if you want to use them. I like to pop the pearls in the centres there. So out came the Dreamiest pearls again.
Of course, you're using those a lot.
I love them, honestly.
Seriously?
They're great, yep. So those are going to be for decoration. And then I just wanted to talk you through, I just made this, it's not actually there for purpose, it's just there to add the illusion that there's a front on the box there. So you can just see at the front, where's our George? He's gone. Oh, shall we dance, George? Where are we going? There we go, look. So I've just got the illusion there that there's like a little pull there. It's just for show. So what I did was, with my nesting ovals, I took the 2 smallest ones and I've cut the small ones in scraps of the Centura pearl, and I cut 2 of them.
Okay.
And then the little tiny one in the middle, I've cut a scrap of the pink. So you can see where I've got 2 there. And then I've used my pokey tool to pop a hole through the centre. And then again, I've just had to go through all the gubbins in the drawer, Ben. And I found some nice little brads, and I'm going to pop the brad through the middle there, open the little legs at the back, and then stick the second piece behind it to give yourself a nice sturdy little front there. Perfect. And then that's the bit that I stuck on the front here.
Got you.
So that was that one. And then what I'll do, guys, is I'll open this one up for you. If you want to take a photo of that one, a screenshot, which way should we leave it that way for you? You can just see how I've built up those flowers to add some extra detail at the front here. It was a little bit plain, I felt, at the front. And then I've also got the most gorgeous little Aurora sparkly gems in my stash as well.
Borealis, yes.
And what I did with those is I thought every one was a bit much. Now that was just personal, so I went for every other scallop on the front on that and just enhanced that die cut that we made. And then I've just popped a couple here to tie in the bottom with the top. So if you want to take a screenshot of that there, you can see how that looks, and I'm going to leave you to do the embellishing part at home. You don't need me to talk you through how to stick your flowers on in there. So if you want to follow that design, you can. You can see at the front there, that little tab, just giving you that illusion that there's a drawer front on it. And again, when you've finished, you've got that design that's got the drawer in. I've just popped a little bit of tissue in mine to keep it in shape. Pop whatever goodies you fancy in there, and then this will fold flat. And if you were gifting it, I'd be making another box to sit this inside to gift it to someone. So that's our easel box card using those gorgeous image sentiment dies there. So how did you get on, Ben? I can see you furiously sticking away over there.
Well, I didn't get round to doing the last little the trims around the edge.
I've not put mine on though, Ben. No, I've not put mine on yet.
I managed to do the little
look
stopper,
at that, yeah,
decorated
fantastic.
It a bit with
You've got your flowers on, yeah.
That's not bad, that is it.
That looks lovely.
Clunky Crafter, he's done it.
Fantastic.
I'm pretty pleased with that.
We're going to have to get you a little stamp with that on, Ben, so that you can stamp it on the back of your projects.
Handmade by the Clunky Crafter.
Hashtag, yeah, handmade by the Clunky Crafter. Yes. You can actually order them online, you know.
Can you?
Yes.
Right.
If you have a look online on that nice shopping line online, you know the one I mean.
I know the one you mean.
And you can actually order your own personal made ones, handmade by the Clunky Craft, and then you could stamp that on the back of your projects when you're finished.
Well, I'm going to do that, and as per usual, that make I will give away on my Facebook page. Probably next week now. There you go, another handmade project by the Clunky Crafter. John, that's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It does look a bit clunky. It does look a bit clunky, and that's the whole point. It's not like quite decorated, John. I didn't get around to finishing it. If you're looking at it, because I didn't get around to decorating it all, because I was doing other things. Look at John coming in, casting his critical eye over there. Let's quickly pop in and say hello to Jenny. Jenny, we're so sorry that we didn't actually manage to speak to you too much over the course of the last hour, but the guys have been telling me that you have been crafting along and you've finished off a project.
Bless
Fantastic.
her.
I mean, that's good. Absolutely brilliant. All decorated up. Oh, I'm loving the embellishments that you've got on there as well. That's absolutely stunning. Jenny, I knew you would do a great job, and I don't think we can hear you, but you can hear me, and we can definitely see what a great job you've done. So thank you so much for crafting along with us, and hopefully next time we get you on, we'll be able to spend a little bit more time with you. But thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much. All right. Fantastic. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that as much as we have. If you want to jump in and get this deal, then you can do. Here it is. You're going to get all of these dies for an amazing price. And I can show you some finished samples as well, actually, some finished cards. Because, yeah, great to do with this particular project, but then you think about the fact that you've got that layering die with this to create your little your mats and layers, and then you've got the detail die in there too to be able to add that beautiful sentiment with all of the details. So friends with flowers, I would pick you. You've got thank you for everything you do, with the beautiful butterflies on. Then you've got it's time to celebrate with cake. Lots of cake, that's my fave. We're also going to give you Count Your Blessings, Faith, Hope and Love, and then lastly, Your Friendship Means the World to Me. And just to show you again a few different styles of makes that you can do. Love this. Michelle designing that one with that beautiful friendship setting. Again, Love the use of the acetate in there, building up a little frame, using that matte behind there to make that sentiment pop. And I love it in the black and white, gorgeous. Bit of a splash of purple with the flower on the front there. Then using your craft card, count your blessings. Again, using some of your edgeables there, using more detail with the foliage there and really helping that sentiment to stand out. And then totally different again. Look at that on the black cardstock, getting all inky, inking up and making that celebration look amazing and creating that Z-fold celebration card with the it's time to celebrate with cake. Lots of cake. Here, created by Wendy. Love this. The Faith, Hope, Love die. Again, giving that sort of floating effect. Little bit of acetate behind there, backing that up, but a lovely, lovely selection of colours in that particular design. I think this is probably one of my favourites. Jackie designed this one for us with the If Friends Were Flowers, I Would Pick You. Again, just using lots of different papers that you'd already have at home in your crafty stash, choosing the colours that you want to work with. That one is a real splash of summertime and spring. And then you've got finally this one here, which is Thank You for Everything You Do. That collection is available with 10 sheets of Centura Pearl, £46.99 or $60.80 is the deal on this one. So everyone saves almost £17, £23.89. Platinum members, another 20% comes off that. £37.59 or $48.64 is the platinum price on that. If you do want to go individually, you can, and we've got the deal 2 for 18 or 2 for 22 on that collection as well. Right, that was your craft along, and we move on. If you were thinking, oh, that's it now, they're gone. No, we're staying around for another hour. It's our brand new schedule where we are bringing you not only our favourite shows and our favourite projects, but also bringing you a whole host of new brands and new crafty guests as well, who you may have met before, but I think particularly for our US guests as well, might be introducing you to some new faces here on Crafters TV. And certainly one, if you didn't catch him this morning, you will get to know very quickly indeed. He's a proper old character, and he's a guy that I've known for, I don't know how many years, but lots of years. From Paper Dienamics, it is the one and only Keith Smith. How are you, Keith?
Oh, Ben, I'm really good. And wow, I've just enjoyed, I've been crafting along in my head there, which was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And we hope you've enjoyed that at home as well. We're going to continue with that vein, I think, Ben, really.
Yeah, absolutely we are. And delighted that you've brought us, an hour of fun here. And for people who missed earlier on, talk us through what you've got, because we've got some brand new goodies to us here on the channel. And give us a bit of an overview as to what you've got for us, and also a bit of an overview to Paper Dienamics and what you're all about, Keith. That's what we want to know.
Well, Paper Dienamics is a young business, a fairly new business, a couple of years old, and it's a small family business. Let's start by saying that my daughter's involved, the wife is involved. We've got a small team of experts really in their field, from doing the printing, the foil blocking, the die cutting, to the picking, the packing. We manufacture all of those products in Halifax in West Yorkshire. Yeah. And today we have bringing you an amazing collection that effectively could consist as much as all of this, plus lots of other bits to go with it as well. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. This is our touch of violet, and although there is a pink on the top there, this is all about bringing you elements that you can do all of your foil, all of your card making, including with the foiled elements in there as well. There are 48 sheets in the toppers, Ben. Okay. All beautifully. They've got a foil application. They've got them in silver or in gold finish as well. They've got like the bands and the ribbons there behind there are all beautiful. They are fabulous to be able to play around with for sure. So you've got all of these in there. So that's the 48 toppers. I won't go through them all right now. I'm sure Ben will show you them all a little bit later on. But to go with those, Ben, we've also got 48 sheets of sentiments. These are all foil blocked with a caption sentiment. We were talking about foiling earlier today. This has to be tooled up. You have to have all of the tooling in place to be able to do all of this. But again, in metallic gold and metallic silver. So all of the patterns that you see in the silver, you also get them in the gold with all of these different sentiments and patterns as well, to have a lot of creative fun. Under the 48 sheets there, Ben, that's 96 so far. Yeah, you do well with the math too. 96. There you go. So lots in there as well. We'll quickly whiz on, because I want to get to the bit that's really the fun part, which is actually playing with all of this stuff.
We've got another 78 to go, Keith.
Sorry?
Another 78 to go. I'm keeping track.
You're keeping track. Well, look, this is the next little part of the little quartet of the main collection, which is the lovely little mats. So you can see on here, these mats are beautiful. They are uncoated. You can stamp them. You can colorize them. Do whatever you like with them. Emboss, die cut, glitter. You can do all of those things as well. You do get a number of sheets, but you do get all of these that will mat and layer with those toppers and those sentiment toppers. Absolutely beautiful.
Stunning.
So you get all of these. But then included in this set, Ben, you're also going to get the fantastic brand new metallinks. There we go. That's the metallinks. What does that mean? It just looks like a flat, boring piece of Oh, no, no, no. Look at this. This is high sheen metallic ink that we've laid down onto a board. You're going to get 10 sheets of them, Ben, included in that bundle. So 10 sheets included there with them of the metallinks. And then we're on the back there, you've also got some of the pattern papers as well included. So this is a beautiful little bundle. I'm going to show you all about the metallinks and the characteristics, what it is, what can you do with it. It is fantastic. It's something that we've developed in the factory. We've been working with the ink manufacturers. We've been working, the guy who does our printing, Lynn, is a beautiful gentleman, and he is top of his field when it comes to printing, and we've mastered the art of putting a metallic ink down onto the board and give you that 100% coating. And then to go with this, we're going to give you the 8-inch by 8-inch designer backgrounds.
I thought you finished.
To go with them. No, 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 no. So you're going to get all of these as well. There are 36 sheets included in this set, and you get all of these, again, uncoated. Cut that one into ribbons. You can see how you can use that. Literally cut that into ribbon strips. You can really have a lot of fun. But for matting, layering, this is the base product that everything else fits onto, Ben, which is great. Can I move on?
I think you can. Let me just show you the details.
Let me tell you about
$31.99, $46.39 for all of that. And I think it certainly sets you off on a brilliant way to kind of build your crafty stash. And if you are brand new to crafting as well, how nice to have all of those different elements. And again, you talk about the beautiful foiling, you talk about the sentiments in there as well. You are off to a really cracking start. And you're not going to go wrong with a collection like this with all of those flowers. Amazing. But here's the thing. This collection has been busy, and we'll certainly look through it in more detail in just a second. But here we go, because if there is one product that everyone has gone wild for this morning, which is going into everybody's basket, it is the lavender holographic mix. Wait till you see this bad boy. You might need some shades on here, because these are super flashy, Keith.
Oh, they are beautiful, Ben. And again, look at that. Hologram board, colour washed with the lovely lavender colour. You can't get this anywhere else, Ben. We've got it here for you on Crafters TV. It is stunning. It's a 10-sheet bundle. It's not 10 sheets of each. It's 5 sheets of each in the little pack. You can buy it on its own, or you can buy it as part of the multi-buy bundle, which I'm sure you'll tell the viewers about. But this is stunning. Wow. Shall I just show you a couple of cards that will work with that? So again, just using it for the backdrop there on the card. Look how beautiful that actually works on the background. And then equally, look how great it does again as a backdrop there. You can see on the back, I'll just move my fingers out of the way, bring that into play, and you can see how shiny it is to get that lovely characteristic in there, to add a little bit of quality to your creative projects there, Ben.
Wow.
Wow.
I knew Keith would bring the good stuff, and he certainly has. £4.78 platinum price. And 40% of the lavender holographic has already gone. $6.79 if you're shopping with us in the US and you're a platinum member. You absolutely need to get your hands on that. Loads of you getting in touch already. Treasure Heart on YouTube says, oh, Keith, he has stunning products. Yes, he does. Melanie says, beautiful papers. They are amazing and for all seasons, all occasions. Medley Costello says, I love being introduced to new craft companies, especially UK companies, because if it wasn't for Crafters TV, I probably would never have heard about them. I tell you what, once you've seen this man in action, once you've looked through all of these goodies, you'll never be able to forget. Keith's products are amazing too, says Panda Crafts at great prices. And Celia must have seen us together before, Keith, because she says, hi, Keith and Ben, it's nice to see you two together. It's good to be back with you, mate.
Should we start singing then? Together, together. No, that's enough.
I think you better craft.
Yeah, well, better craft.
what you're making for us.
Yeah, well, we're going to start off with, we're going to put something together for you that's of the best quality. But let me just show you that on the show today, we're also going to feature the two 8-inch by 8-inch matting stands as well.
Yes.
This is beautiful. Again, this is fabulous. This is the Silk Effect board. It is beautiful. Again, this is what inspired the Metallics range from Paper Dienamics. And then, of course, to go with that, we've got the bright silver effect. Now, they look great on their own, as you can see on there, really high shine. Watch what happens, Ben, when I put this through the transformation of going through an embossing folder. It is stunning what you can do with these. And if you've got embossing folders at home, get them out with a collection like this. You're going to have so much creative fun to be able to turn it. I mean, it looks fantastic just on its own. Nothing wrong with it on its own, but if you want to add that extra special little bit of thing to it, put it through embossing folders, you're going to get the most amazing results and take it on a creative journey. And we're going to use that word a lot during the next hour, because I think a lot of what we've got at Paper Dienamics is about taking papercraft on a journey. Regardless if you're new to crafting or if you've been doing it for years and years, you can always enhance and take it. But look at that.
Oh,
there we
Keith,
go.
come on. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, you know, Gucci, eat your heart out, really.
Absolutely.
You can make your own paper bags there as such. Now, let's just to show you that that's not a fluke. I'm going to put the silver one through to go with it as well, because it just gives you the effect of what can you do and how can you turn something really special into something really, really special.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly it.
It's
And
it's
it's literally
next notch of special, isn't it, Keith? That next level.
It's in a different league, isn't it?
I mean,
really?
absolutely. Knocking it out of the park already, Keith.
Well, we are. We're going to use a part of this as part of the first demonstration, so don't worry. It will turn into something good when we get to the end game, but I just want to just show you the benefits. Why do we put these things onto the shows? It's so that you can take advantage of what we've got, the prices we've got, and equally how you can take that with us. Look at beautiful that is.
Wow.
In the silver. Isn't that wow? So, you know, this is about having a lot of creative fun, Ben, and with this range, you can certainly do that. We're going to do a bit more embossing in a minute or two, but for now, we'll just park it at that, and I'm going to utilise the gold on this demonstration. So let me just put these down here for the moment. Let's take one of the cards. Handy that we're actually in a show where we're making cards today.
Well, it's funny.
Funny enough.
Making a card.
We do have the cards on the show.
We do, and they don't come with envelopes as well, do they?
Ben, I'm really going to excel and spoil the viewers by saying, yes, you do.
The next thing you're going to tell me here about this bundle is you get them in 2 different sizes.
You get them in 2 different sizes.
You are joking me.
You do. You get them in the 8-inch by 8-inch size. In fact, you've got them down there.
I've got them over there. Where have you got them?
Have you got them over there?
I've got them over here on the shelf.
You find them then, yeah.
Okay, well,
you go and get them off the shelf, because you get both sizes, the 8-inch by 8-inch and the 7-inch by 7-inch. Now, I will show you a little bit during the show that those are an optimum size, but you can make them smaller. You can bend them, shape them, fold them, turn them into a variety of things. But for now, I'm just going to use them exactly as it is to make this lovely card, because here now, I've trimmed down that metallic gold so that it's just going to sit beautifully into the centre of this card, and that's going to be fabulous. So just making sure I've got all of the pieces, but not necessarily in the right order, Ben.
Do you know what I love though, Keith, about what you always bring and what I always remember about you? You do make making exquisite cards really simple, because you've got all of the kind of sizes that we like to work with, then you've got all of the mats and layers in the right sort of sizes, you've got the ability, like you said, to be able to ink on these if you want to emboss these, if you want to die cut these. You make it nice and easy for everyone, really, don't you?
Absolutely, and it's really important that as a consumer, I want to be able to buy something. I want to know it's got the right quality, the right results that I'm going to get from it, and I can guarantee you that's what we like to provide you with at Paper Dienamics. We like to provide you with the right quality, the right products for you to take it on whatever journey you want to be able to go on with this product. And again, that metallic gold just looks absolutely stunning down on there, really. Shall we do the famous Keith fix?
Go on then.
It's fixed. There you go.
He's always known for his light touch, Keith.
His light touch. Now, we've also got on the show, we've got, believe it or not, honestly, Ben.
The vellum.
We have got you got them?
I've got it. Do you want it?
The vellum.
Oh, here we go. Vellum. Vellum.
There you go, vellum. We're near Vellum, aren't we? We are near Vellum.
Vellum?
Yeah.
You mean Durham?
Yes.
Yes.
Vellum.
Where the Pink Panther lives, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the beautiful. Now,
Durham,
you do get this.
Durham. Anyway, move on.
It's our wacky sense of humour there, Ben, coming through. But again, you do get this in the pink and also in the lavender purple. I'm going to use the lavender purple piece as well to show you how this really works really, really nice. And you can see how beautiful that works with that again. So I'm just going to now take that off. I better put my eyes on it at this point because I'm using knives.
Oh, yes.
And I have been known to be quite dangerous with knives.
They've signed you off for that then this time, have they?
Yes, well, me and knives, have been known to have a little argument from time to time when I'm crafting, but we were just saying a little bit earlier about knives can be dangerous, keep them away from children for sure,
exactly.
But it makes it quicker for me. If I was peeling this off with my fingers,
you'd be there
it could be a long afternoon.
Yeah, we'd be there till Christmas, wouldn't we?
We could well be, Ben, yeah, for sure. Right, so I'm going to put this little vellum frame around that metallic there. That looks lovely. Do you think that's going to sit down on there, down on there, down on there, down on there? So now we've got the vellum included on the little set. Now, what else can we do then, Ben? Let's take it there where we're going to go with this one from now. We're going to take this and we're going to take one of the elements from here. This is from one of the backgrounds. And you can see now how I've taken the background, one of those little mini backgrounds, as it is, rounded off the corners. We're just going to put some 3D foam pads to off-lift this and take this, lift it off so it does give it a bit of touch and feel, a bit of rising. I like things that are tactile, so you can, as soon as you feel it, when you get a card, I don't know if you do this, Ben, when you're at home, but when you get a card, first thing you do is see if there's any money in it.
Well, that's man after my own art. Give it a shake.
Give it a shake, see if there's any money in it. And then if no money falls out, you're having a bit of a feel. See how's it been made? What's the quality of it? That's exactly it. Well, I can't guarantee you're going to get the money, but you're definitely going to get the quality there to go with that there, Ben, for sure.
I remember back in the days when you used to get checks in cards. Remember that?
Checks. Do you remember the checks?
No one does checks anymore, do they?
I mean, the world's been spoiled, hasn't it, really? A little bit spoiled. We've been... There ain't no thing as checks anymore, is there, really? Not knowingly, anyway.
No.
I don't have a checkbook anymore.
Do you not?
I miss it.
Yeah. The last checkbook I had probably went about 2 or 3 years ago, and I think I've said this before, is that checks were coming out of my account, and I think I've never written a check. And my wife Laura, when she didn't have any money, she needed to pay for stuff. She was using my checkbook to post off for stuff and sending stuff off in the post and forging my signature. Can you believe that? Fraud!
Wow.
I let her off. Though. I let her off.
Is she still the current Mrs. Moseby?
Oh, yes.
Ah, well, it must be love.
It must be love, eh?
It must be love then, Ben, yeah, for sure. Yeah. That could be a song title, couldn't it, really? It
must
be love.
Love.
My wife reminded me over the weekend that she doesn't like Mondays.
Doesn't like Mondays?
Yeah, I said, well, now they did Bob Geldof, but, you've just got to get on with it, Karen. I said, you've got to go to work. She just didn't want to go to work. Am I hearing in my ear that they don't get that? They're too young.
They're a bit too young, I think.
They're a bit too young here, are they?
It was the Boomtown Rats, wasn't it? Boomtown Rats, Bob Geldof didn't like Mondays. Tell me why. I don't like Mondays.
I don't like Mondays, no. There we go. This is from the little mini stash set. These are beautiful. And again, so we're using a whole plethora of product across the show. Yeah. But this is the little mini stash sets, if you've got them to hand, Ben. They're 8 inches. I've got a couple down here, but they are 8 inches by 4 inches.
Yes.
No, that's a lie. They're 8 inches by 2 inches. There you go. And you're going to get 30 sheets of these in the little set, but you can cut them in half and use them, in one way or the other. And look how you can see how I've die cut that one again, taking it out the centre. Use it on a creative journey, but again, I'm using the topper element over onto here. Brilliant to be able to play around and have all of this kind of creative fun. So that one's gone onto there, Ben. I'm now going to put, to give it a little bit, to accentuate that lovely purple feel, I'm going to put just one or two little purple gems into the centre of the flowers. Have you noticed that the florists now are doing all sorts with flowers, aren't they? They spray them with glitter and they...
Oh, do they?
They do, yeah. Have you not had any flowers recently?
I never get flowers.
You don't get flowers?
And you know what? It's quite bad, isn't it? Because I haven't bought flowers in a while either, but...
Well, you need to get that lovely Laura who keeps using your checkbook. You need to get her.
11 days time, innit?
You need to get her a lovely thing. But again, just a little bit of an extension on there to take that onto that. And now, Ben, what I'm going to do is down this side here, I'm going to put a lovely little ribbon onto this card because I do think that sometimes adding little gems and adding little ribbons, let me show it straight. Yep. There it is straight. Just adds a little bit of something. So I'm a big fan of adding a little bit of ribbons and bling, and we're going to do a card in a minute or two. It's just got all the holographic on, and that is fantastic to be able to work with as well. But this just adds a little bit of something, makes it, you can add an extra £1 or $1 onto your card just for having a ribbon on.
And it is a good point as well that you've just reminded me of. So you obviously got all of this amazing stash. You're going to make all of these amazing cards. Are you going to let us make these and then sell them?
You can make and sell, Ben, as much as you like. You've got our permission to be able to make and sell. A lot of people make cards for charity, which is fantastic. A lot of people have got their own little micro business, which is brilliant. A lot of people take private commissions. You can do all of that with this range, with our blessing. We have no problem with you to do that, and you can do it for as long as the stock lasts. But with 96 toppers and 96 sentiment toppers, potentially there, Ben, 48, you've got 96 cards in total, coming away there straight away, as you can see from on that. I'm making a bit of a thing with my knots. I'm just need to pull that one there, pull that one there. There we go. We've got it a little bit more tidier now. Let's just give that a trim and edge. There we go. That's trimmed off of there. Trim and edge. I went to the hairdresser the other day. He said, "What would you like?" I said, "A short back and sides." I mean, he was that young, he couldn't remember. He said, "What's a short back and sides?" I said, "Well, that's a number 2 all the way around as far as you're concerned, really." But there you go. That's another story. Right. Now, another little thing that you can do is using your metallics. Again, it's look, I've got to take a piece of the little metallic on here and get these out your craft room. I'm a big fan. People have bought punches and they've put them in a drawer, forgotten about them.
Why have they done that?
They've all done that. You used to get them free with some little magazines, didn't you? Little punches.
Yeah, I remember.
Get them free. But these just add a little bit of something to beautiful little cards on there to just add something to that there, Ben. You can just play around and have a little bit of fun with them. And all I'm doing with this, you may well or may not have noticed, but I just think then it helps to just cover up. If you can see the tape through the translucent, this just helps to cover up where I place the tape.
Covering your workings. Very clever, Keith.
Very clever. Up here for thinking and down there for dancing. That's what I told my dance tutor.
Yes. I didn't know you danced.
I've got 2 left feet, he said.
Yeah.
But never mind. I can tap dance.
Oh, yes.
I can absolutely tap. I used to be brilliant at tap dancing. But the only trouble is I got injured.
Oh.
Yeah, I got injured. It hurt. I hurt my ankles, Ben. Oh. Yeah, I fell in the sink.
Oh, hey! I'll set them up, you knock them down, Keith. I tell you what, if you love my dad jokes, wait till you see more of Keith. He has got them up there as well. He's got them right up there.
No. They've got to keep up. You've got to keep up because it's fast and it's furious, isn't it, Ben?
It is fast and it's furious, particularly, we've got an hour now. You're back with us a little bit later on as well, between 7 and 8. It is going to be a super duper day. Just by the way, I know you're obviously a very talented crafter. In all seriousness, I seem to remember that you're a musician as well, aren't you? Because you were a drummer back in the day.
Yes, Ben. I'm a retired drummist, really. Yeah. I nearly hooked up with a professional band, but something happened. I can't tell it on air. It was too bad. It happened on air. Too bad. Yeah. But it ruined my drumming days, really.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So we'll talk about it on another. Maybe later on this evening.
Maybe later on this evening.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. However, yes, retired drummist, musician. In fact, the people that were here this morning, lovely Debbie from Barnsley. Yeah. We were talking about. I used to play the clubs in Barnsley.
And she didn't go. She didn't watch you. Did she watch you?
I'm not sure if she saw me. She might well have seen us. Yeah. But Barnsley, what a wonderful place to play as a band.
You were big in Barnsley then, were you?
We were big in Barnsley, yeah, for sure. Now, you wouldn't believe this. This is one of the foil toppers with the foil wording on there. It says happy birthday on this one. That is the inside of the card.
Be quiet.
You would think, shut the front door, you'd think that was the outside of the card, wouldn't you?
Of course you would.
No, that's the outside of the card and that's the inside. How cool is that? And you want to make a card, you can make those as well. There we go. That's the front of the card. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then inside, we've got the elements of the backgrounds and that sentiment sheet inside there. And again, you want to make and sell, then you can do that. And if you buy the cards, you'll have the envelopes for it to go in.
I tell you what, it's been a while. It has been a while, but I'm coming over.
He's coming over.
I'm just going to give you one of these for that one. Go on.
Oh.
Yes. I tell you what, still bringing all the good stuff is our Keith and Paper Dienamics. What a collection. And that's why you need to pick a mix and actually, delve in and grab all of these goodies. What we'll try and do for you here very quickly is go through everything that we've got, or a little bit of a snapshot, so you can kind of make up your own little shopping list of everything that you want to get your hands on. So many of you saying how much you are loving this show and loving the collections already. Mary Lee Carroll saying the holographic papers would make gorgeous dragonflies. Absolutely. The metallic card is beautiful as well, says Evelyn. Let's show you those through. Have a look down here at the Touch of Violet collection. You've got so much within this collection, as we said, 174 sheets. And in essence here, with all of these beautiful images, with all of the frames that you've got around the beautiful images, you've got a perfect starting point for creating the most stunning projects. And the great thing is, with using flowers, think about how many times right throughout the year you're going to be making a card with a flower on it. You are going to be making cards all around the year with flowers on, and you've got flowers for all occasions here. But not just florals, of course. Within this collection, we're popping up details of the topper stash. So 48 sheets you're going to get in total within this bundle. But then on top of all of that as well, you've also got the sentiments within here. But don't you just love all of the different colours? Don't you love all of the different florals that you've got? And again, all beautifully framed for you. So, you know, if you are a new crafter, these kits are absolutely perfect because kind of everything has already been done for you. If you just want to pop a little sentiment on there, add a little bit of an embellishment, you know, whether it be a ribbon, some of your sparkle, some glitter on there, however you want to do it. But this makes card making so simple for you. And, you know, very, very quickly, you're making stunning, stunning cards. Now, all of this is included within the full collection, but if you want to go for the sentiment stash individually, you can do. And once again, everything's been done. It's all beautifully framed for you. You've got lots of different sentiments for lots of different occasions, and you'll see as well, you've got some beautiful foiling on here too, at no extra cost, as Keith would always say. At no extra cost, we put that on there for you. But look, best wishes in there. You've got happy anniversary. Look at that. Congratulations. I mean, something for everybody right within this collection. And then you've got all of the sentiments with the different backgrounds and the different colours as well. Best wishes in that beautiful floral bouquet. Congratulations again. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Happy birthday with the foiling going all the way around as well. And again, you're going to get 48 sheets included within that sentiment stash as well. Individually, you can go for that $14.39 or $19.59. And all of that is included within the main bundle that you're going to get, all 174 sheets of it as well. Next up, within the main collection, you've got all of, I mean, there's tons here, Keith. You've got these beautiful colour mats as well. So again, lovely palette of colours. I love the design on here. Would you call this like a damask, isn't it, I suppose, really? Yeah. Yeah, and a lovely choice of colours again you've gone for here, Keith. Yeah.
Colours that match it all, Ben, for sure. You've got the lovely lavender, you've got the pink there coming up now, lovely rose pink, beautiful colour. Works with the lavender. You know, the two colours don't jar, do they? They all work beautifully together. So you can mix and match, you can mat and layer with this, you can layer one on top of the other. You also get some negative and positives in there. What I mean by it, you can see the white and the colour and the white. It goes the other way around. Yeah. And then, of course, as you got it in the lovely green tone that's included in that. So 3 little colours in there. Then you've got the metallics, and these are stunning. We're going to show you these in a minute or two. These are beautiful. This is a metallic ink that we've put down onto the board. Really, really superb quality. It die cuts fantastic. It embosses unbelievably well. Yeah. It changes the whole demographic of it when you've embossed it. You'll not be disappointed. And we're going to give you 10 sheets of this in the pack, Ben. Yep. So that you can, because I know the viewers will love it. Absolutely love it.
The sheen on that is amazing. I can almost see your reflection across the other side of the studio. And then you've also got all of these included as well, haven't you?
Yes, you have. You've got those at the back there as Ben. Lovely little of the... what would you say? That's a bit of an ombre kind of mess.
An ombre mess, we'll go with that. Is that like an Eton mess?
Yeah, I couldn't think. My mind went blank there for a moment. Yeah, and again, a lovely little bit of foliage there with the lovely little lavender coloured leaves in there as well.
$10.39 or $17.49, but then on top of that, within the collection, and by the way, this is all of that main collection, you've got your 8x8s included too. We'll flash up the details for you. So again, 30 sheets included here. And you know, the fact that you've got all of the different sizes, all of your different mats and layers. And again, as I said, Keith, the great thing about this is the fact that you're providing us with all these beautiful florals. You've got something for every occasion, because how many times are you going to make a card through the year with flowers on it? Most of the time, right?
Most of the time, and for every occasion, be it a wedding, a birthday, an anniversary, a thinking of you, you know, on your special day. All of these are fantastic. To be able to work with that. And of course they are 8 inches by 8 inches, 200 millimetres square, and of course you can mat and layer then with the mats and indeed with the toppers and the sentiment toppers as well.
To potentially create something like that, which I did a little bit earlier on during the... No, I didn't actually, that's a lie. £11.99 if you want to go for that 30 sheet assortment, $9.59 platinum, $12.76. However, if you want to go for everything that I've just shown you, which I think the majority of people are, then here is the deal on that. So all of that amazing cardstock, here it comes for you. Wow, look at that price. Oh, hang on. There we are. $31.99 or $46.39 is the platinum price on that. Also, I know a lot of people going very, very mad for the metallics. 20% of the stock has gone here as well. Again, this is your 8x8 cardstock, 36 sheets in total. So you've got that gorgeous, almost like sort of like matte gold, isn't it really? And that stunning silver. Great colour combination, Keith, again for wedding cards, anniversary cards.
Yep, absolutely, for sure.
£9, $13.19 is the platinum price if you want to go for those 36 sheets in total on your 8x8 metallics. Also, the vellum, whoa, half of the stock of a big stock has already gone. And let's just bear in mind here, we've got to make sure that we've got enough stock left for the next show later on, because Keith is going to be back with us here in the UK from 7 o'clock tonight. So that's 1 o'clock Eastern. Woo-hoo! 7 o'clock Eastern. 7 o'clock Eastern, or what's that? 11 o'clock Pacific time. Stock will continue to dwindle as more and more people wake up and as more and more people watch the shows back and see the deals. I love this vellum, Keith. And again, 16 sheets you're going to get. The colour palette is stunning.
Stunning, matches. You put that against any of these collections that we've shown you so far on the show, you will see that they match perfectly. The inks are designed to work with all of those. You can put the pink with the lavender with the pink, any which way around you like. And again, you can die cut with this. You're going to make beautiful flowers, beautiful butterflies. You're going to make the foliage absolutely superb. And you've got some samples there of little handbags and things that's been made over on the counter there, Ben, to show the viewers exactly what you can do with that. We'll come back to those in a minute or two, but you've got some wonderful card samples, and I've got some here as well. We'll talk to you about that in a minute or two.
£9.28 for the vellum. Over half the stock has gone. Things are busy right now, and as I say, it's only going to get busier as we head through the day. Now, what I also love is that if you are brand new, it may well be you're thinking, I quite like a set of card blanks, because if I've got all of the different shapes and sizes here, wouldn't it be nice just to have the card blank then that I can mat it all onto? Well, your wish is Keith's command. Whoa, half the stock has gone here as well. Super duper busy. I mean, not the sexiest thing on the show, let's be honest. However, how amazing to have all of this. Essential. So you've got your 40 ultra-white 300 GSM cards and 40 of your envelopes as well. The two different sizes. What are the two different sizes that we've got here then, Keith?
7 inches by 7 inches and 8 inches by 8 inches, Ben, that will work with that. So you're going to get 20 of each, 27 by 7s with the 27 by 7 envelopes, and 28 by 8s with 28 by 8 envelopes.
And again, isn't it funny that all of these will work perfectly with all of the different goodies that you've got on the show? I mean, it's not funny, it's genius, isn't it? We've basically put everything together for you, so everything is allowing you to just get crafting straight away. Don't forget as well, we've still got the mini sentiments on there as well, which Keith used on the last demo, of course, too. They're on the show, and then we've got all of that beautiful cardstock, including that amazing holographic cardstock. Do you want to have a quick look at that? We're not doing that right now. We're doing a bigger bundle as well, actually, so you can get the lavender holographic on its own, as Keith showed you. So that is here, right? And hang on a second, okay? So that is the amazing lavender holographic. Are you joking me? That's amazing.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning, beautiful. And again, we've made that in the factory. It's part of the new genre of products that's coming out from Paper Dienamics. It is stunning. You can't afford not to have that in your craft room. You could use that any time of the year. It's timeless, but it's very pretty, very soft and subtle, and will work with a lot of products. Particularly if you look at the colour and think of a little bit of Crafter's Companion, it doesn't half coordinate very well.
It's almost like you thought about this. Hey? And can I just say, this collection, 70% of the stock has gone, because you're going to get the sheets of your lavender holographic, but then on top of that, you've got your mixed holographic in here as well. Look at this! I mean, seriously, this is a party in cardstock form right there. I mean, how stunning is that? And it picks up all of the different colours, Keith, doesn't it? No matter how the light hits it. Look at that.
Beautiful, yeah. Hologram is one of my favourite go-to products, Ben. I'm a hologram kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that about you.
Yeah, I like them on banknotes as well.
And also in this collection, if you love the 8x8s in the gold and the silver, of course, you're going to get sheets of that included in the A4 assorted card collection as well. So all of that I've just shown you is included for £19 and change if you're platinum, $27.83. No wonder over 70% of the stock of that has now disappeared. Wow, we are super duper busy. Let's get back over to Keith because I cannot believe we have less than half of the show to go. Get the items that you love and get them checked out because things are getting very busy. What are you going to show us next?
Oh, Ben, do you know, we've got so much to show you and work with as well. But let me just start by saying the 8-inch by 8-inch card. Some viewers might turn around and say, do you know what, if I'm going to post that from one part of my country to another part of the country, that's a wee bit big for me. It's maybe a little bit big. Well, don't worry, because look, you can do this. It's as easy as this. I'm going to get me a little guarantee here, as easy as this. If you want to turn that into a 6-inch by 6-inch card, you could quite easily do that, Ben. Literally go, there you go. Use those bits for stamping on, make your little stamping messages on there as well. But then if I just go like that, I can really make my little 6-inch by square cards as much smaller. So there we go. I've got a little small card there. Would you agree? Really nice little small card. Bish bash bosh. Job done. You would think, yes?
Yes.
Okay. But I've equally got this little bit here left over, haven't I? Look, yeah, I've got. What happens when I do this? So look, if you want to make put that baby card.
A little baby card.
Big card.
Oh, a little. Is that?
Bigger card.
It's like it's daddy card, mummy card, and baby card.
There you go. All on one set. And don't throw them bits away. You can stamp onto those.
Yeah.
You can use them in so many different ways. So don't throw them away. But it's as easy as that. So the cardstock is very versatile. You know what I'm thinking about with this little place card. You could use them as a place card. You know, stand them up. I'm not saying that particular shape, but you can use them with your little dies. They'll all work with your very small dies and the mini Gemini and all that. It will work with all of those. Can I show you something else as well about the cards and why is a good reason to use that? Of course, this is the 8x8. You could fold this over like that. You could go corner to corner like that and put a crease down there, and then you could make your easel cards. You could do all of that, Ben, which I think is great. Yeah. You could also go a little bit like this. You could fold one over onto there, and because it's uncoated and because it's 250 GSM, which is fantastic quality, and it's a super white, it's a real nice bright white, you could fold that over, and then you've got straight away, you've got your little pop-up easel kind of cards as well. That's one that we're going to do for you in a moment or two. And again, what I can do with that is I could round off the corners and really make that into something special. If I wanted to as well, I could go another way and fold that one over there. So this cardstock, don't just think of it as being square. Think of it as being multi-faceted to be able to make your cards like that. You could do all sorts of different cards working with these cards. So we can make big cards, little cards, all of those things there, Ben. I'm going to put that one away for a moment. Oh, and by the way, yes, they do come. Did I not show you? Yeah. They come with these bad boys.
Those bad boys?
These bad boys.
Envelopes?
Yeah, they really are. It's an envelope. But what about getting, and I've only just thought of this, I'm going to put some, I'll get some chat, we'll do an envelope liner.
Create some liners.
We'll do liners to go inside your envelope. So we'll show you that. If we don't get a chance now, I promise you in the next show, we'll do a liner to go with that. Can I show you something else as well, Ben?
Please
Reason
do.
to buy all of this. This is the metallic. I did say that we've got the metallic down on there. It comes part of that little bundle. You get 10 sheets of this in with the little mats. Watch what happens. It's fantastic on its own. Let me just show you again what I mean by it's fantastic on it. It's a metallic ink that we've put down. Look how beautiful and silky smooth that is.
Yeah.
The product that inspired this, Ben, was in fact the metallic card, which we are selling by the truckload by the sounds of it. Everybody's buying into the metallic card. And this is what inspired us to be able to make that. Can you see the synergy there between that product there and this product here? You can see straight away how they both beautifully match with each other. You can see this is what inspired me, so smooth. But this is a laminated board. It's a metallic paper that's laminated to a baseboard, Ben.
Oh, okay.
So, whereas this is an ink. I can't separate that because it is part and parcel of the board.
Gotcha.
That is it. So you've got what it is. But It's the metallic gold that inspired us to create that range, and you've got to watch during 2022, and particularly here on Crafters TV, because we've got something really, really exciting coming up, hopefully later on in February with metallics, something that's never been seen in the world before.
Hang on, a world exclusive.
A world exclusive. We're going to launch here on Crafters TV for sure. We're working on it now. It's in production right now, and it's going to be coming to your TV screens very, very soon. And so you've got to watch that. Now, this one is, as I say, that you saw it before. There's the before. Here is the after. Look at that. And again, how beautiful is that? That is just stunning, isn't it?
It embosses so well, doesn't it?
Embosses beautifully, Ben. You can see it still retains the reflectiveness of the shine and the shimmer, but it does give you stunning, stunning results. So it's all about the creativity, what you can create with it. Now, I'm going to create a lovely little card, something a little bit different. I did touch on the fact that you could bend these cards and shape them much as you like. This is the 8" by 8", but what I have done is I have used my corner rounder up here on the top corners and also down on the bottom corners as well. So we've actually got a shape card now, which is going to stand a little bit like that. There you go. It's going to stand a little bit like that, but it is equally, got all of the nice rounding on there. Now, let's decorate it up. I've taken one of the backgrounds, Ben. That's going to fit really, really nicely on to the bottom here. I've really enjoyed, one of the testaments of being able to work with a collection is to be able to see the variety of the kinds of cards that you can make. And this is a collection that just keeps giving.
Oh, absolutely.
Our design team, Andrea, Celia, all of the guys have done an amazing job, and Caroline on there as well. They've all done, and Suzanne, mustn't forget Suzanne, they've done a brilliant job of been making cards with this range that is just stunning. So it is, are you ready for this?
Go on.
It's fixed. There you go. You missed it, Ben. You missed it.
Sorry.
Next time. You did. You missed that one there for sure. However, let's now take this one over here. We're going to now decorate the front. I've cut the piece. This is with that ribbon strip. Do you remember I said about you could use it in the ribbons, the ribbon strip, and rounded off the corners? Let's just put that one down on there as well for us, Ben. So let's just take that off.
I was thinking where I got, because when I do a bit of crafting now, I use I use my fist like that and bang it down. And I was thinking, where did I get that heavy-handed technique from? And I remember now.
You remembered where you got it from. Well, it's a Smithy special. There you go. Smithy special. As long as not only can I tap dance, I can also fix cards well.
You can.
There you go. It's a double fix on that one. Now, I can and I will. I'm going to put a little bit of a ribbon underneath here, really. So this is so this one is going to go down on there. This is me extra pound to the card, just by adding that little bit of
a thing. Is that the mantra then? If you make it to sell, add a bit of ribbon, make it an extra quid, yeah?
An extra pound on your card. If you put a bit of a ribbon around the card, ka-ching, it's like a license too, for sure. Let's just put it right over there. It goes ka-ching down on there.
Yeah.
Now, we could tie it into a bow, or we could just tie it into a little bit of a knot and just have a little bit of a dangly bit there. What do you think, Ben? Bow or not?
Whatever you like. I like the dangly bit, if you like the dangly bit.
You reckon?
Well, you're in charge.
Let's do the bow.
Oh, he's gone for the bow.
Yeah,
that always happens.
I've been practicing tying shoelaces all week, so I could do this live on air. It's taken me ages to master that art, but I've done it now.
Have you managed to tie your shoelaces, though?
No, I've had to get slip-ons.
I thought that would be the case, yeah.
So now we'll just we'll cut off the little dangly bits off of there as well, and cut that little dangly bit off there. Now, so we've got our ribbon, we've got our card. Now, look at this. This is what I talk about when we talk about the quality. I haven't die cut this one because I wanted to show you the quality of what you can do with that range.
Stunning.
Isn't that just stunning?
Amazing.
And this has got the hot foiled flowers on there as well. You've got the beautiful effects on there, but look how intricate you can cut with the cardstock that this product is manufactured on. You really can take this on a really fantastic creative journey.
Yeah.
And now we're going to be able to put this beautifully onto our little card. So I'm just going to put a bit of a tape onto the back, onto here, and onto here. It would have been really nice to have just cut this one live to show the viewers, but equally, the 20 minutes it would have taken me to pop out all of the bits without my cut tidy would, would just take too long, really. Take too long. So we're going to save a little bit of time by putting this straight down here. We don't want to cover up the bow, because the bow is an intricate part of what we're trying to do on here, but there we go. That's going to go really, really nicely there. It needs to be central, so there we go. It's going to be central on there for sure.
Yes.
And again, that's now fixed on the bottom. So now we're going to lift that over. We're going to put that one over to the back there. And now again, Ben, what I have done is I've taken a piece piece of that metallic gold down on the front here, and we're also going to just put that one down on the front. We're going to put a 3D foam pad behind this to give it a bit of lift, so we can create a stopper. Every card sometimes needs a stopper.
It does need a stopper.
This is the stopper.
Yeah, because you don't want it flopping, do you?
You don't want it flopping.
No.
You could leave it as a plain stopper. You could maybe stamp onto that or write your name onto it or whatever, but I think that needs a little bit of skirting up there, I think. It looks nice as it is in gold, but it would look even better if I take one of those miniature toppers from the miniature set. There we go.
Yes.
There's one that we've done there for you as well. One's cut and one's not cut. You can see what happens when you use your die cuts on them. Again, use your tooling, use your inspiration. Take it on the journey that you want to take it on, pop them out, die cut them out, and this now gives the sentiment onto this card. And Ben, I mean, I could add bling, I could add gems, I could add butterflies, I could go as wild or as mad as you like, but I've got others I want to show the viewers today. So there we go. It's fixed. We're really quick with that one. There you go. You missed it. And if I turn that one around now, you can see how lovely is that one. Again, another stunning little card made for you using the A Touch of Violet collection.
Wow, I'm loving this. You guys are loving this as well. You know what? More than anything, like how brilliant is key for this crafting, but how brilliant are all of the goodies that you've got here today from Paper Dienamics, the Touch of Violet collection. I'll quickly whiz through this again for you. You can go for individual items in this if you want. Details on the web. By the way, if you are having just a few problems shopping on the website right now, just search for Paper Dienamics in the search bar. Just having a few problems on the Shop the Show page. But if you search for Paper Dienamics in the search bar, it will bring up all of the goodies that we've got on the show today. And this is the one that everyone's going for. I mean, seriously, again, look at all of that. Look at all of that stash that you are getting. Look at that for $31.99. It is incredible. And as we've said, right, how amazing is this? Because you've basically got all of your card elements right here, because you've got all of these beautiful designs. There's sentiments within here as well. You've got the beautiful metallic card in there as well, you know, to layer this up. You've got the bigger 8x8 sheets in there too. I mean, you get this collection today, and then you can marry it up with some of the other collections that we've brought for you as well. The 8x8 beautiful gold and silver metallics, the vellum you'll definitely want to get to, but look at all of this, all of the beautiful colours. Look at all of the stunning florals that you're going to get. Think about things like Valentine's through the year when you're going to need flowers. Think about birthdays when you use these floral images as well. You know, think about anniversaries. Even, you know, we don't like to think about these type of cards, but you know, there's going to be florals in here, perfect for those sympathy cards that sadly we do need to make at times as well. But all of these beautiful floral images that you've got, you know, absolutely stunning. And beautifully framed. Then on top of all of that, God, I mean, there's loads here. You're going to get all of the sentiments included as well with that beautiful foiling. And again, Paper Dienamics have covered off things like happy anniversaries. You know, you've got more generic inserts and sentiments here as well. And that's the great thing, yeah? You know, you can use these on the front of the card should you wish to. They're great for the inserts inside the card as well. So you've got so many elements of your card already ticked off here. Congratulations, again, beautifully foiled in that gold in the center of your card. Again, more congratulations in there. Look at that happy birthday. I mean, wow, how stunning is that? Whether that goes on the front or inside your card, I mean, you are just well away here, aren't you? You've got on your special day. And as we've been chatting about, the great thing about Paper Dienamics, if you want to make to sell, their angel policy, absolutely fine. Go ahead and do that. Make yourself a little bit of money. Make for a particular charity. It is absolutely fine. All of these sentiments, I mean, there's tons, all beautifully foiled, all beautifully framed for you. But that's not all, because you've then got it is a big collection, Georgina. I feel like I'm whizzing through it quite quickly as well. You've got all of your mats and layers here as well. So the lovely colours in the purples and the greens and the pinks. And as Keith was explaining, you've got your negatives and your positives here within this collection too. So you've got the best of both worlds within all of those in this collection. Then take a look at these bad boys. I mean, again, it's worth giving them a little wiggle, because look at that metal ink that you've got in there. Absolutely stunning. And of course, I know you will be, if you're using this for your mats and layers, you'll be gutting the inside, because you'll be wanting to save this because it is absolutely stunning. And again, Here you've got even more beautiful backgrounds to be able to use, even more stunning mats and layers there too. But that is not all, because on top of all of that, you've then got your 8x8 cardstock as well, again in all of these beautiful florals. So you've got so much within this A Touch of Violet collection to be working with, and then team this up, as I say, with maybe some of the vellum that we've got on the show. Absolutely team this up with the holographic. The lavender holographic is a must-have, whether you get that on its own or whether you get that within the main bundle with all of the other A4 cardstock. Then grab one of those, because that's just going to make this collection go even further. What a saving today, right? £17, almost $25. Platinum members, you're going to get another 20% off. And if you are shopping for the first time, if Paper Dienamics brought you here, if you're a fan of Keith and Paper Dienamics and you're watching because you're here with Keith, make sure you get the extra discounts, right? The best way to do that, go to the website. You'll see the link for Club Inspire. Click on that. Send us, give us your email address. We'll need your name. You'll need to create a password, and then you join the club. It's free to join the club, right? You don't need to pay us anything. There's not like a yearly subscription. Join the club. We'll give you 250 bonus points to make you a bronze member automatically, and we'll give you 20% off your first order. So this price here will be applicable to you straight off the bat. So many of you used that yesterday. New shoppers who are watching for the first time, you are welcome. Let's quickly show you the A4 assorted card collection as well. You are going to have to be quick, right? 70% gone a minute ago. Literally, what, 10 minutes ago? This is a big stock, and we've now only got 25% left. We've only got 25% left. Please, please, please go quickly on this. This could potentially go before we get to the next show. And what we love about this is you're going to get 50 sheets of your metallics and holographics. So you've got that gorgeous, gorgeous gold there. Look at the sheen, stunning. On top of all of that, you've got your gorgeous sort of shiny gold. So you've got your matte gold, you've got your beautiful metallic gold in there. On top of that, you've got the beautiful, that's still gold, God, there's tons in it. You've got the silver included in there too. So again, great for those mats and layers, great for adding the bling in there. Sorry, that's got my paw prints on it. That one's better. There we go. All right, Georgina. Of course, she's a stickler for detail, that Georgina, I tell you what. But listen, if you love that shine, if you love that, get ready for the party. Here we come. Boom. Are you joking me? This is amazing. Let's also get ready to show you this. Boom. Yes, come on, get some of this holographic in your life. I mean, if you've never used this before, you absolutely need to go for this bundle because it's amazing. And if you don't think you can get any more amazing than that, get some of this in your life, because look at that. Boom! Are you kidding me, Keith? I think this is one of the nicest card selection packs I've seen. It's absolutely stunning. And the lavender holographic is just off the chart. To quote Sarah, that is thebomb.com. That is amazing. £19, 19 for all of that, if you're a platinum member, is an absolute steal, I think. £27.83 if you're shopping with us in the US. If you are seeing Paper Dienamics for the first time, you'll know now in the US why they are such a popular company here in the UK when they bring us products like this. And we're so lucky to be able to have them here with us today. That's going to go, that collection, over 75% now gone. Please, please, please get it whilst you can. If we have any stock left when Keith comes back later on, it will be a miracle. But with the what back, 10 minutes to go. Keith, do you reckon you can squeeze in another demo?
Speaking of miracles.
Yes.
There you go. Let's do another miracle,
the miracle
then,
man.
shall we, Ben? Yeah, for sure. Let's start off with that translucent, which I know the viewers are loving as well.
Flying.
I did mention to you that you can score it, you can die cut with it, you can make your lovely little flowers and florals, and you can get these lovely tearing techniques as well. So I'm just going to finish this off just to show you how easy and how beautiful it tears. You can tear it along the lines. You could use your inks to colour off the edges if you wanted to do so. And again, we're just going to finish this one off just to give it that lovely decolled feel. I'm twisting and turning and giving it that lovely decolled feel, that au naturel kind of look.
Au naturel.
Au naturel. Let me just put that on the floor. I'll tidy up later, I promise you. I'm well domesticated with a vacuum cleaner.
Are you?
I know what one works like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I plug it in and I switch it on and I then pass it to Mrs. Smith and say, off you go.
What a
and she loves it.
What are you like?
Well, I'm, I'm only kidding, viewers,
I know,
honestly.
of course he is.
My wife would tell you that I'm very domesticated. Sort of thing. Right, so I'm going to use the translucent. There you go, it's fixed onto the middle there. I put 2 strips down the middle because I don't want it to show up onto the edges. So there we go, that's down onto there. Now, we're going to take that lovely little piece. I've matted this behind a bit of pink card, just to be able to bring in the pink against the metallic range that's on the pack as well. So you're going to get that included. So this is your basic matting and layering techniques, goes really, really well. But using the vellums, using the cards, really taking it on a bit of an invention, I'd like to think of it. So you can see now, leaving enough room around the outside edge to show off that translucent, which is going really, really well on there. Right, now let's just take it again then for us, Ben. Let's let's have a play around. What have I done here? Yes, I think I've got an idea of what I've done here. I've got all of the pieces, but not necessarily in the right order. Yes, I have. There are 2 things that I could do. I could, right, here's choice. Choice number 1 could be literally to take my little topper element on here, okay? And then I could then get my little framed mat and put this one over the top there like that, okay? So you're with me so far? And then I could take the outer frame that I've die cut from there and I could put that over there like that. Now that's going to give it the look. That looks really quite nice. Would you agree?
I would agree with you.
I would agree. It looks really quite nice. However, let's just think about another way that we could utilise this collection. So we're going to utilise the gold frame. For sure.
Right.
If this goes wrong, then, you know, just don't blame me. Don't hold me to ransom. It's just one of the things.
I would never blame you, Keith.
But listen, I did say a little while ago, there's no such thing as a bad card.
Exactly right.
There is definitely no such thing as a bad card.
No.
We've all got talent.
Exactly.
And some of us you have to find. We have to dig a bit deeper with some of us to find it.
Yes.
And you're digging deep with me today.
That's...
You can dig as deep as you like, but there is talent in there somewhere.
Keith, I feel like you
My
and I
wife told me.
I feel like you and I are of the same sort of mould in that, you know, there is a crafter in there somewhere, you know, kicking the screen to
you've
get
just
out.
got to find it,
we
really.
create our own sort of unique cards, don't we?
Unique being the operative word there, yeah. So that does work really, really well with that, really, for sure. Now I'm going to put the frame on because the frame looks really, really nice. Get the little gold edge. So we'll put the frame on. Now we've got a metallic in a snowstorm, not an Eskimo in a snowstorm. We've got a metallic in a snowstorm. Can you see what's in there? It's one of those pictures where if you look at it long enough, you'll see what's in there.
Oh, you see something else?
It's a secret picture.
I could never do those, but could you ever do those? You used to stare at them, didn't you? And it was like a mess, and then you'd look at it and you'd see like a lion or something.
I used to fall asleep doing that.
Did you? I can imagine.
Yeah, it's quite relaxing, really, but I did tend to fall asleep. I'm looking at it long enough, and I think, oh, I've just got to have 40 winks.
You didn't see a load of sheep, did you, before you fell asleep? Is that what it was?
Ben, it's gone off.
He's dropped his. Let me just tell you, whilst he's just picking his bits and pieces up over there, Shaddai says, do not mess about. Hurry if you want Keith products. I have loads. I can't read the next bit of this sentence out, but yes, I get your gist. You're getting them at a very good deal today. You're getting them at a very good deal. You basically said you paid more from elsewhere, but yes, you are getting more today. Shaddai says you guys are getting Christmas gifts from us here at Crafters Companion. Faye's placed her order, and Debbie Studenmeyer on YouTube says Ben is very entertaining by himself. Add Keith to the equation. Hilarious. This is fun. I tell you what, I worked with Keith, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and whenever I knew Keith was coming up, I knew I was in for a fun, entertaining day, and I knew by the end of the day I'd be exhausted.
This is true. True, Ben, yeah, for sure. Now, listen, do you remember when we auditioned for Laurel and Hardy?
I do remember.
Well, that was a story, wasn't it, really? I was hoping that you got the Hollywood call.
No, I thought you got the Hollywood call.
Well, I was expecting a Hollywood call, but when it didn't come to me, I thought that you were getting it.
No, I didn't get it.
So you didn't get it either?
I didn't get a call. Keith and I, a few years ago, did a video. I was, hang on, which is which? I was Stan Laurel, you were Oliver Hardy. Yep. We did a little video. It's floating around somewhere. I'll see if I can dig it out. And we thought that we were going to get the call to Hollywood to be the Laurel and Hardy movie, but they actually did it without us, didn't they? Steve Coogan was in it.
Well, it sounds like it because I didn't get the call.
No, I didn't get the call. It was Steve Coogan and someone else, not me and you. But never mind. We're here, aren't we? We're here.
We're still. But that's, you see, everything's got a calling, hasn't it, Ben?
Exactly. If we'd have gone to Hollywood, we wouldn't have been paired back up again.
We couldn't have been paired back here at Crafters TV.
No, Hollywood or Crafters TV, which would you rather?
Yeah, I'd rather be here.
Exactly right.
I couldn't do with the stress of being there.
No.
Not that I don't mind stress. But, look, now, listen, there we go. Speaking of stress, look, there's my lovely little flower range, which I did say to you, look, where we go. So I've got my scissors out, and...
Yeah? What's that?
Trimming edge.
Trimming edge. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see you do that. That was so quick.
That was so quick. It was like Keith Scissor. It was like Keith Scissorhands, wasn't it? Really? Keith Scissorhand did it as well. There you go. It's fixed on there. We'll just put a bit of 3D foam pad on there. Don't put too much on there. We don't want it to stay forever. We're going to put some 3D foam pads on there. So you've got choices. Honestly, the world is your oyster with a collection like this. Let's just straighten it up. You could utilise that for sure, and that looks really, really pretty. I'd probably put it at a bit of a jaunty angle.
Yeah.
But I've done a bit of trimming and edging, a little bit of fussy cutting, and now I've got this beautiful thing there that looks really, really gorgeous. And you know what, Ben? What does it need now? Does it need anything?
Does it need some butterflies?
What about a butterfly?
Oh,
what about putting a metallic gold butterfly down onto there? Oh, yeah.
Georgina, can I just ask
yes.
Just ask a quick question whilst he's sticking butterflies. Anne wants to know, are we doing a vote on the card of the show in this show? We're not doing the card of the show? No, we'll have time. We'll go over a little bit and do it.
Well, I think we should, because I'm looking at that board there. It says card of the week.
Yeah.
And
your
my
name's
name's on the top of it somewhere along the line, I think, Billy. But there you go. Right, I'm going to put one of these little gold gems onto these as well. So I'm going to put one of those into the middle of that one there. Let's just put it over the top. So that one's got a little metallic gold button on there.
Yeah.
That one's got a metallic button on there. And then, oh look, I've got one that's just fallen off. Hey, come on. Do you know, I often talk to myself when I'm crafting as well. Let's put that one onto there. It's a sign of a good crafter, talking to yourself. No, I've done many a happy accident. Ben, what do you think? Is that any good?
I'm loving that. Well, we'll put your cards to the test in a second. I mean, because what we can do is do the demo of the show if you like. What if you made 2 or 3? You made 3, haven't you?
We've made 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you line up your 3 over there, and I'll shove in mine as the 4th that we did on the craft along, and then we'll see which is the winner. So I'll tell you what, let's do mine first. Mine's a bit wonky, it wasn't finished, but that's number 1, which was the craft along that we did with Jan, so that's number 1. And then Keith, show us your make. So first of all, number 2.
This is number 3.
Number 2.
This is number 3.
3?
Oh, 2 in your world, 3 in mine.
We'll just do 2 because then we'll get confused. If you start saying 3, I'll say...
Okay, number 2 then.
2,
Let's
good.
give it number 2. Okay,
Yep.
number 2.
Yep.
Okay.
The next one. He's done this before, hasn't he? 3. Oh, that's pretty gorgeous, isn't it? 3. Yep. And then the last one is number... Go on, Keith. Number... He's ignoring me now. 4. All right,
The choice is yours.
It's got to be one of Keith's. 1, 2, 3 or 4. Get voting now, and we will announce the winner in about 2 minutes' time. Apologies for Team Social, who might not have been expecting that one. Pat from Sense Paper Hug says, Keith is cracking me up. He always cracks me up every time he's here. As you see him more here on Crafters TV, you'll get used to him. One of the funniest men in craft. One of my old mates. It's good that he's here. I'm loving the fact that Paper Dienamics are with us. Very quickly, this Touch of Violet collection is flying out of the door. Oh, are we doing that? Oh, very quickly. Oh, okay. Okay. So all of this, I won't flick through it all now because we haven't got time because we're running out of time massively. But $31.99 or $46.39 for this full collection. We'll show it. Oh, they're upside down, Ben. We'll show it all in more detail for you a little bit later on because Keith is going to be back with us at 7 p.m. This evening. Yes.
Yes.
That is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, and very quickly. The assorted card pack. This is approaching limited stock. You have got to be quick if you want to get your hands on this. It's going to disappear. Whether this goes before the next show or at the start of the next show, it will disappear. 50 sheets of gorgeous cardstock. You've got your matte silvers. You've got your metallic, your matte gold. Well, Ben, your matte golds, your metallic golds, you've got your silver in there as well. And then quickly, come on, Ben, quick as you can. We're running out of time. Look at the holographics. This is going to disappear for under £20 if you're platinum. You need to be getting these because they will disappear. You've also got that gorgeous lavender holographic in there as well. Much more to show you when we come back. The card of the show. Can you remember what order you did them in? 3.
3?
Yeah, it's you. The pink and white one, the easel cards.
Wow.
Yes, Keith.
Wow.
Do you know what happens now?
There you go.
That goes through to later on. You could end up being the card of the day.
Oh, thank you so much. For all of you that voted me by your millions, I really do appreciate it. I'm humbled and touched.
Hey, millions. What is he like? A massive thank you to Keith from Paper Dienamics. He'll be back with us 7 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Pacific. Myself and Jan back with you though in an hour's time with the cartload. See you then.